Well, good evening, everybody, and happy Halloween. So, despite the fact that my avatar is a ghost, I'm not dead yet. I'm still hanging in there despite being sick and in quarantine. And this is actually kind of a fucking test run to see if I can be liberated from the lower level of the house. So, hopefully, I can get out of quarantine if I can get through this thing without coughing up a fucking lung and a throat. So, I've got now. Fortunately, somehow I was able to find someone else to keep me company on this busy Halloween night. So, um, Phil, introduce yourself. Act like people don't know who you are, and act like you're basically not. You don't live in the fucking bar full time. Tell them about yourself.
Happy Halloween, everyone. It's two strange internet ghosts tonight. I hope you're ready for a lot of fun because, we got a lot to talk about tonight. So you better get your drinks, you better get your snacks, your candy, and get ready because it's going to be fun.
Phil, you always make everybody laugh, and I love that, man. I like the mask too. So,
Yeah.
I guess my first question
Shout
is,
Shout out to Cold Nights for the mask. He supplied it.
so Jay from Cold Nights got you that, and I guess we'll start with the most pertinent question, and that is, what the fuck are you drinking tonight, Phil? As Master Nathan
I'm
said
drinking.
real quick, Master Nathan says, let's embrace sobriety tonight. A truly scary thought. Oh, we've got all kinds of horror stories for you tonight. At least on my end, sobriety will not be one of them. But Phil, what the fuck you drinking, man?
I'm drinking the salty tears of fanboys and Square Enix and Capcom and
It's my beer can.
all of that rolled into one. It's absolutely delicious.
Nice. Salty tears of fuck, that's what we're gonna be talking about as a game.
Maybe
As my fucking beer pyramid over here. So alrighty, well, I'm currently drinking a Lincoln Lager. It's a local brew that is very good. I'm going beer tonight just because it's Halloween and beer is a tradition. Not that pumpkin beer shit either. Actual beer lager. That's pretty fucking good. Pretty fucking good. So I guess Phil, to quote Mr. Cody Rhodes, what do you want to talk about, man?
I think we should probably kick things off with the man who just doesn't know how to shut his mouth and wants to make things worse. It's Square Enix. And that would be Hamaguchi, the Final Fantasy director for the remakes. This guy has been having these interviews, and every single one of them is just like one bad thing after the other. It's like he wants to make the community not like him and not like Square Enix. I'm surprised they're not revoking his internet privileges at this point.
What's amazing about that is Square Enix doesn't need any help right now with not being liked. They're back in the shit house as far as I'm concerned. Real quick, going to shout out some Halloween. Master N87 says, Happy Halloween. Brooke Barnes says, hello, everyone. Welcome in, Brooke. Welcome in, Master N87. And then, yep, she says, Happy Halloween as well. So, yeah, boy, do we have some scary stories from the game industry for you. Starting with this, what's his fucking last name, Phil? I don't even know this guy's last name, but.
Naoko, I think it's Naiko or Naoko Hamaguchi. Ham Gucci, something like that.
I don't know where we found this cat. So let me get this straight. So not only should you not play the old games, instead you need to be playing his new game on its exciting game key card. But on top of that, don't ask us to even produce anything for the old game because we lost it all.
Yeah.
So we lost we lost the masters, we lost all of the concept art, which is funny.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I've got a book, Phil. It's called Final Fantasy Ultimania. And it's a book that literally contains, like, I'm talking pages of Japanese concept art for Final Fantasy VII. Oh, do you have it too?
No, I don't have it. I was just waving to Brooke. I saw her comment.
And
I had to pull it up on TV.
I was going to say, because I have this book and it literally has a lot of that concept art. So I don't know. It's kind of strange to think of the fact that I have more fucking concept art for this absolute masterpiece of a game than the fucking company has. I'll tell you what, like, I'm starting to think Jim Stephanie Sterling has a point when they talk about how basically these properties should be fucking seized when they're done making money on them, and they should be vaulted.
I was sorry. Yeah, what's happening there? Yeah, okay, sorry. I was I just I see this guy's comments and I'm like, is this guy for real right now? Like, the first mistake, strike one he did was got out here and he was like, yeah, key cards are the future. It's fantastic technology. It's all really cool, really great because the key card speed, the cartridge speeds, they just can't keep up with the big massive games. And it's like, dude, you just shot yourself in the foot with that excuse because Bravely Default was a 3DS game. It can fit on a Nintendo Switch cartridge. You didn't put it on the Nintendo Switch. No, you made it a Switch 2 key card. And we know it can fit on a Nintendo Switch cartridge. You didn't make a physical for that. And it's like, dude, you are so ridiculous. And then it's like, and then it rolls into like, oh yeah, you should play my remake over the original. The original's not ours is so much better. You should play it first because he wants to pump off his own game, and he just wants more sales for that. And then while he's saying that, not realizing that, well, Square Enix is putting out the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 collection that's been in Asian English territories for a couple of years now with the ESRB release. So you're just saying, okay, let's not have sales for this. Don't buy this, buy the remake. The remakes that have been out for a while that aren't selling as much as this new collection will be, because a lot of people that didn't import it will be buying this, but you just told them not to do that. That was stupid. That was strike two. And then now you literally admit, which Square Enix probably didn't want you to say this. You literally say in an interview, yeah, we kind of just lost everything. Kind of sucks, but what can you do? But you could play the remake instead, because you know what? I mean, we back that one up. We back the inferior game, not the one that everybody loves, not the one that everybody adored the characters and fall in love with it. No, we didn't back up those, but we back up the remake, the inferior one.
Well, I don't know if
And
I'd call.
if you're
Hold
gonna say
on,
that,
hold on. I don't know if I'd call the remake inferior. I hear a lot of good stuff about the.
well, I would say inferior in some ways. I mean, it's got its own merits, but it it it's not like, it does not have the charm. It does not have, there's something really special and unique about old games that modern games
Yeah,
just can't replicate, especially AAA.
I feel you, man.
Anytime they try to remake something, like I've seen videos of a comparison between the original Resident Evil 4 and the remake when it came to these like locations and set pieces and moments. When you're playing the remake, if you never played the original 4, you'll never notice it. Like, you won't. But if you're seeing side by side comparisons, it's day and night. Like, they lost so much of the essence of that game. And I mean, the remake is fine. It's not terrible. It's not like they butchered it like Resident Evil 3 remake. They still gave you pretty much the same amount of content or whatever, but it's just the way they did things
Yeah,
was drastically different in a lot of aspects, and it lost some of the charm and the luster. So when I
yeah,
say inferior, I don't mean it's like it's a horrible game. I'm saying it's inferior in some ways compared to the originals.
yeah.
It lacks that
Basically, they both have
charm.
their
And
merits, but there's just some of that charm and magic that's lost from the original game.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I
yeah.
feel you on that.
It's like if they remade. Oh, they remade Chrono Trigger, it would not have the same impact, the same charm, the same feel.
So I'm
they would
firmly,
modernize it. They'd probably put action combat in it. They would just...
Hold on now. I'm firmly in the camp. I just want to go on record as saying I'm in the camp that Chrono Trigger, it does not need a remake. We don't want a remake, and we don't need a remake for Chrono Trigger.
I'm with you.
We need a re-release is what we need.
Yeah.
That game is...
But it'll be a key card, because you know what? If Bravely Default, a 3DS game, is going to be a key card, then you know that would be a key card.
Dude, so. No, don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that. Don't fucking say that Chrono Trigger is going to be on a goddamn key card. Don't you fucking say that. I'll come rip the ghost off your face. Do not fucking say that. What are you doing? What? Don't give them ideas, man.
No, you're right.
That can't happen. I would
take it back. Take it back.
Don't do that.
You know, it would be embarrassing for them to even do that, because Chrono Cross does have a physical release in Asian English territories. So if they, gosh, let me just be stupid.
I mean, it's not like everybody else isn't fucking doing it. You saw the news on Monster Hunter I just posted.
Yeah.
Another fucking $70 game key card. So it's just, man, you know what? You're probably fucking right. But, that sucks. So hopefully Chrono Trigger also gets a Switch version, because those don't seem to be going on the key cards. So that's all I'll say about that, is I hope it also gets a Switch 1 version.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of key cards, if y'all can see the stream, that blurb of my comment, you probably read it. That was me and Zoo talking about Monster Hunter Stories 3. So it's going to be a key card. It's not on the Switch 1. And the only real physical is on the PS5. And it's like, okay, so a series that started on the 3DS got ported over to the Nintendo Switch with the physicals. Now the only physical for the third game is on the PS5. So I really dislike when they do that, where it's like, okay, the series starts here, you have the physicals here and here, and then it doesn't get a physical on the next platform in the family, so you got to buy a completely other different console just to get the third game physical. And it's weird, because it's like, okay, I'm going to play half the series on the Switch, then I got to jump to the PS5. It's just...
I don't...
It breaks the immersion.
Here's where my philosophy comes into play, because I don't have to do shit. Because I'm not jumping. No. I'm not jumping to another platform. I'll just stop it too, and I'll never finish your fucking shitty series anyway. So that's the way that happens. And just like Luigi's Mansion, I know you want me to play it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, sadly.
Unless you emulate it,
because Nintendo, unless I maybe I go One Piece on them. Maybe we see a grand line here on the PC. But I don't know. Is PC Luigi's Mansion going to be good? Because again, I like to. As much as is possible, I like to try to play things as close to that original. I understand the Switch isn't that, but I would rather play a game like Luigi's Mansion on a console personally than with a keyboard and mouse. I'm not saying it wouldn't be good.
Well, the only options you got there is you'd have to get a GameCube, or you can get the 3DS version, because there is a 3DS copy of it. I got it right up there.
I think at Mom and Dad's house, we still have my sister's GameCube. I think it's still there. So,
well, if you want to pay for
and she has Luigi's Mansion 1. I think it came with the GameCube she had.
Oh, okay. Well, so she still got it, man. That's good, because
that might be the way
goes for around like $70 or $80 now on the GameCube. So
you want to talk about laziness? I just can't be fucking bothered to hook up multiple systems. I got a PS3 I've been meaning to hook up to play some Metal Gear Solid for fucking ages, and I just can't be bothered to even get it out of the goddamn closet and hook it up, man. I need to.
Yeah, you got a bunch of Switches.
Yeah, Switches, and just I throw a switch. I got like 3 Switches plugged in the house in different places. Plug that in anywhere, but I don't know, man. This guy won't shut his mouth. This guy that it's obvious. Here's the thing: it's obvious that they don't care. They don't care about games as art. They don't care about anything beyond short-term profits. It's clear that this industry just doesn't give a shit, man. They just don't give a shit.
The industry is pretty much over as far as I'm concerned. And it's sad to see it this way, but it's like
Long
these
time.
people ain't gonna listen, and so many other people would just make a compromise. I
Yeah,
mean, it seems like
gamers are the worst customers. I made a whole video on that. They are absolutely the worst customers. So
it seems like where it's going is that all the retail releases are going to pretty much dry up, and everything is going to get funneled into limited run games, because limited run games, they announced that they're getting Onimusha 2, that they're going to release the physical of that. And I'm like, Capcom? I tweeted a couple of days like, Capcom, you released Onimusha 1 full retail on Switch and PS4, and now you're using limited run games to do what you did yourself before. And I've seen so many companies do this.
you're right.
Like Square Enix did it with Star Ocean, and now it's going through limited run games. I don't like this, because limited run games is monopolizing physical media. They want it all to go through them, so they get everybody's money
Right.
through them. And I don't agree with that. And then it also makes these AAA publishers super lazy, to where they don't even want to put out their own physical release anymore.
It's not lazy.
Where it's limited run games going, just let us handle it. We'll do it.
Well,
We'll
it's
take
not
care of it.
laziness. That's the thing. It's not laziness. And I'm not going to bitch, because I really do want to play on Onimusha 2. I will probably find a way. By the way, they're cracking down on Video Games Plus too. I don't know if you saw it, but they're only going to ship initial shipments to Video Games Plus now. Apparently, the House of Fata Morgana stopped falling off trucks finally. So there'll be no more Fata Morgana. There'll be no more anything except an initial run with Video Games Plus, and then it's over. So they're cracking down on that too.
So that's gonna be stressful if you're trying to get those games and you don't want to go through LRG, which I don't. I mean, I stopped buying them from LRG.
I can't go through LRG. I can't go through.
What makes it so frustrating is they get the skies of the trails game, and then they're getting the Yeez trails crossover game. And it's like, I've gotten all the collector's editions and special editions of those from NIS, and now I don't get to have those because I refuse to buy from LRG. And it wouldn't be so bad if LRG actually had PayPal like they used to before the purple dot.
Yep.
The purple dot took away PayPal, so now I'm paying up front for something that I'm probably going to wait like a year or 2 years to get, because I see people complaining about it all the time in the comments section that they're not getting their stuff.
It's trash.
And it's so stupid, and they keep getting more and more of these IPs. And if it was fair all across the board, if we had like PM Studios getting those, you got XC getting some, like if you spread the love and it wasn't just all funneled into LRG, maybe I wouldn't care so much. But when it's just LRG, that's messed up. And for these AAA publisher games like Onimusha, those should still get an Amazon and a Best Buy retail release.
So you
just like Dead Space Remake did. It should still get a retail release.
Yeah.
Because those are big games, and they won't. It'll just be through LRG, a small batch from VGP, and that'll be it. You got to pay a scalper.
You
and I'm just
hold on. So you mentioned it's laziness. It's not laziness. I need to stress this, that this is an
okay. It's greed.
Yeah, no, it's not even not even greed. If it was about money, we might get them to release retail, because that's more games sold. It's not greed. It's not laziness. I need to emphasize this to people who are listening. This is an industry. If you are a physical collector, if you like physical games, this is a hostile industry that is at war with you. And they are doing everything they can to deprive you of your physical releases at this point. It is hostile.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. You're right. So I take that back. I mean,
let me
just so used to saying lazy and greed that I've gotten used to it. But
you got to stop. Very little. These are smart people. It's not lazy. But as we like to say, they're fucking dumb. They're lazy. They're greedy. No, they're not. They're insidious is what they are. And so what's happening is, and I've watched this happen with limited run games. So limited run games, it's easy to see their part in this. They're an organization that lives and dies off FOMO. So if they keep reprinting these games like they've been doing, the whole falling off a truck for Fata Morgana joke, then all of a sudden people take them less seriously as far as saying, hey, it's one and done. So also, limited run games gets commission and they get paid by these third-party publishers to do this. That's one of the things I really want to talk to Dougie Bogart about when he comes on, if he comes on, is I really want to sit him down and find out, hey, when you were here, what the fuck happened that went from this primarily being a way for indies to get a physical footprint? When did this shift over to allowing AAA publishers to basically do a limited one and done print of games that should have a retail release, thereby putting less physical games for less people to have and forcing those people into digital, while at the same time being able to shrug their shoulders and say, hey, we put out a physical. Not our fault you didn't get it in time. That's what's happening here. They are deliberately reducing the pool. They're deliberately reducing the pool of physical games. That's what's going on. It's a hostile action. They are on a wartime footing. They don't want gamers like us anymore. And my answer to that is, you're going to get your wish. I bought 2 games for the Switch 2. 2.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell that's what they want. I mean, they've been inching to that for a while. We jump over to, like, if the rumor is true about the next Xbox being anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500.
I mean,
it doesn't even specify if it has a disc drive. It just says like access to Game Pass and like free online and blah 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 or something like that.
In terms of console, they're irrelevant. They've been irrelevant since they won since they got Sony. Since they disrupted Sony successfully, they've been irrelevant ever since. They're just, I don't pay them any mind.
Yeah, but we don't know what Sony will do in turn. And it's like, if consoles go up to that price, that totally turns what a console is on its backside, because
just get a PC.
Consoles were supposed to be the affordable option to gaming. It was supposed to be ease of use, because back in those days, nobody really had computers in the home. It was stupid expensive to even have one. And now, the consoles that came out, they're the entertainment experience. You could put a game in, you could play it in the comfort of your home. You don't need to understand PC stuff. You can just, you don't even have to have internet to play the games. You just play them. And now they made all these consoles like PCs, and the next step to make them even more like PC. And then that kind of muddles the PC space, because it's like, y'all are all wanting to make like a Steam machine equivalent to a console.
Well,
that didn't do so well for Valve years ago, back in like what, 2018 or something, or 2017 when they came out with that.
It's going to do 2 things. Number one, it's going to increase the price of PC components such as graphics cards in particular, because they're going to be ordering each of the graphics cards that people may be using to get budget PCs as PCs move on to the more high-end graphics cards, right? So that's the first thing it does. The second thing it's going to do is, and the good news about this is, it's not going to raise prices long, because the next step is they just get out of the console business. That's the next step.
Yeah.
Because there's no point. Like you said, there's literally no point, because the other thing that they don't understand, and this is a miscalculation by smart people, is you're setting yourself up to be completely cannibalized by the PC. Because as you get more complex and more complicated, and there's more downloads, and there's more system updates, and there's more bullshit in between the console player and the video game, the other end of that is Steam is getting more functional, easier to use, easier to, like, Steam. People don't understand what an impact Steam had in terms of simplifying the PC experience. I was an Ultima head. I grew up with the old Ultima games, where you would literally have to get a new PC to run a new Ultima game. You would literally have to format your audio just to work with Ultima. There were boot discs, and there were compile files you had to run. Like, it.
I remember Diablo 2 on the PC. a friend had it at his house, and I was like, dude, I've always wanted to play this. And he had the big box edition.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sitting there putting it in his
Diablo 2
PC,
is
and it's
great.
like floppy disk or something. And you had to install a bunch of them and do all this stuff
Boot
and then
disk.
update. Was hugely, hugely time consuming. But then once you got it done, it was good to go.
Yep.
Now you just go to Steam, click the download button
Done.
after you purchase it, and install it, and you play.
Fuck it. Steam will even tell you the system requirements, so it takes all the guesswork out. It's like, hey, this is.
They even tell you if it's compatible with the Steam Deck.
Yep. So.
And then they even simplify it now. Like with the Steam Deck, you can get the Heroic launcher, which will take all of your game launchers like GOG and Epic Game Store, and then put them all together, and you access all the games from one place.
Yep.
And then you can even add them to Steam to launch them from Steam, so you don't have to go into those separate stores. There's so many ways that you could just make a streamlined gaming gaming experience on like PC and Steam Deck type devices. Yeah, you might have to tinker with things a little bit, but consoles won't offer you that. What they're going to do is they're going to make people that enjoy the console experience be forced to have this PC experience that they don't know and they don't like and they don't want to mess with. And it's going to aggravate them so much that they're going to lose them. They're like, I'm going to just go find a new hobby, or I'm going to go back to retro games. This is too much. I come
if I'm
home.
gonna have to do all this, I might as well have the PC.
Yeah, it's like, and if I have to pay $1,200 to $1,500, I might as well have a PC. Like
Yeah,
people will get so sick and tired of that
you can build a
they'll
damn
just.
good PC for that. A damn good PC for $1,500.
But you may not be able to when they drop these big consoles, because they'll jack up those old PC parts that used to be affordable, and now they'll be more expensive to meet, because they're not going to let PC be the inferior elephant in the room. Like
This
they're
is where
not.
I give some old man advice to you and everybody else in the chat. Since apparently I'm some fucking old man, as I updated my bio. So I'll give some old man advice in honor of the new tag I just got bestowed upon me, which is some fucking old man. And my old man advice is that no matter what it is, I don't care what it is, buy it now rather than buy it later, because from here on out, it only gets more expensive. I need people to understand that there are no dips anymore.
They just
when the day you buy it is the cheapest you will ever see that again.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what.
I mean, they already announced with the game you shared with me, Condemned, that got delisted off Steam, so you can bet physical copies of that will start going up.
I don't know about that. There's an Internet Archive link that literally just dumped the whole game. You have to know what you're doing to get the file activated, but I know what I'm doing. I've been on PC for years, so go to just type in Condemned Criminal Origins download Internet Archive. It's there. The game is there. It's literally dumped for now until they sue them.
It's got to have a physical. Scalpers are playing that. But yeah, sometimes I feel like, is there going to come a point where people get so sick and tired of all this stuff?
Not in gamers.
That they're just like, you know what?
Nope.
I'm done with the physical media side of things, because it's getting too confusing. I have to constantly ask, what's on the cartridge? What patch is on it? Which cart revision is this? Does it have a download? What's this? What's that? Before you even buy it. And it's like, this is ridiculous. Nobody should have to go through all this. It's so exhausting. And you can't even believe what the developers and the publishers tell you, because even they don't know. Nobody knows until somebody decides to buy it and then tell you on the internet. You can't even buy a product and know what you're getting anymore. And as things get more expensive and more confusing, and just the whole gaming ecosystem just gets more and more negative and outrageous, I feel like people are going to eventually pull their hair out of their head and they say, forget all this crap. I'm gonna just forget it. I'm just done. And then are the scalpers going to be able to sell anything then? The resellers are going to be able to sell anything then? Because if everybody goes into disinterest mode, where they just choose to download everything, then you're done. I don't know what you're going to do.
So you have
I don't know what you're going to do.
The only thing I can give you is you have to simplify it for yourself, right? Because the games industry is not going to simplify it for you. You have to do it.
No.
And here's how I do it. Okay. So first thing I look at, does it have a physical? Okay. Moving on to step 2. Step 2, is it on a fucking game key card or a code in the box? If it isn't, okay, move on to step 3. Step 3, is the game fully playable and functional out of the box? Okay, that's a buy. It's that simple. It's that fucking simple. I don't give a shit. Like, what is it? Crypt of the Necrodancer is like, oh, new download for Crypt of the Necrodancer, and now you get Shovel Knight coming into this universe and having a guest. I don't give a fuck if Shovel Knight has a guest shot in the fucking Necrodancer universe. Give a shit about that. So I don't have to have Shovel Knight on my card. I don't have to have that. I don't have to have 16 languages outside of English on my card, which is what literally more than half of all patches are, just like language or minor tweaks. And sometimes the patches remove shit that might be fun, like glitches or errors or exploits. So I have a very simple test. I'm not one of these cartridge hunters. I'm a very simple man when it comes to this. Does the game work? Can I finish the fucking game as intended? And does the game not play like a sack of assholes? If it can do those two things and it's on a physical card, it's a buy. Now, you would think that would be easy, but apparently it's really fucking hard because I have 2 Nintendo Switch 2 games. I've passed up on 19 Nintendo Switch 2 editions that are announced so far. 19 games that would have been bought new because I am a patron of this industry. I always have been. I would have bought them for the most part new. 19 games that, and what's the new count? Let me see here because I just updated it. $870 since I bought the fucking Switch 2 that has been saved because of game key cards. Because they've decided they no longer value me as a customer. Now, here's the thing. Now, I'm not saying that to think that's going to make a difference, because here's the main problem. And it's why I think we're on the losing end of this, brother. I can do that all day long, but you've got people like Lil Al who will literally they can bankroll game key cards by his lonesome, right? And so as long as that's happening, and I'm not throwing shade at Lil Al. Lil Al's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. He posts some awesome shit. And if he can single-handedly bankroll fucking game key cards, more power to him. That is the market speaking. People don't have equal buying power. So if he can do it, hats off to him. But the point being is, for every one of me, there's also a little Al who likes game key cards. And so I think for the large part, I think the public has accepted this direction. And I think that we're on the losing end of this. That's just me personally. But what do you think? It looks like you're muted right now, buddy.
Oh,
there you are.
Hold on, I had to. Somebody was calling me on another thing, so I had to take care of it. But I'm going to take this mask off.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I imagine.
Yeah.
Let people have a handsome face.
But what I think about this is I agree. I mean, it's thankfully we have people like Does It Play. My hair looks like crap.
Does It Play?
We have people like Does It Play.
That's who I use for reviews. Yeah, for a lot of games. I use them for reviews.
We have Does It Play that'll at least tell you, a game is playable from start to finish without updates and downloads.
Well, they do,
and
they tell you
there'll be downloads. But their test is to see what's actually on the cartridge and the disc. Is it broken? Are you going to get to a point in the game where you just can't progress because this bug makes you always fall through the world, and then it's just game over unless you update? I want to know that. Like Silent Hill F, when it came out, it had a huge update. And Jay was telling me it had a huge update, and he was concerned that it was going to have a lot of problems. And I was like, "Oh no," because I pre-ordered it day one too. I wanted that steelbook, and then thankfully, Does It Play came out with a review and said, "No, it's all good. I mean, it's functional. You can beat the game. You can go through the game.
Yeah,
you don't have to update it." And I kudos to the people that can go out there, like the Nintendo Revised people that want to find all of the cartridges that have the updates. But that is some next level OCD stuff, and I don't have the energy, the time, or the patience, or the money to be buying the same game 50 times. I just need the game to be good from start to finish.
I'm a man
The
of
most that I
yeah.
want on it is like important story DLC, something that really fleshes the game out, like The Witcher 3 DLC on the disc or the cartridge. I want that on there,
Right.
like with Cyberpunk. That's important. But anything, they updated the patch and it unlocks a little button for your character. I don't care. That's stupid. I don't care.
Hey,
Like I don't need every.
They patched the completionist out of Sea of Stars. Like, don't give a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can he build the fucking town? That's all I give a. I don't care if he looks like Gerard. Can he build the fucking town or not? Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a nice
I
day.
actually have the Asian English Switch version that supposedly still has him in the game. So, yeah.
I don't give a shit about whether he's in the game, whether he's not in the game.
That because
I don't care.
Look, I mean, whether you like the guy or not or what he did, I'm not condoning that, but that was originally what they had in the game, and just for preservation's sake, and I should stay in there. I guess I don't know. It's up to you, but
it is what
I wanted to have both versions.
I don't care if he's in there or not in there. It's just not the kind. Yeah. It's not the kind of thing that's worth a patch to me, and it's certainly not the kind of thing where I'm going to seek out a cart revision for. Like, and that's what I try to tell people, because you always get this counter argument to physical games. Which, hold on, I'm gonna cough along. I'm gonna mute for a second. All righty. You always get these fuckers that show up, and they're like, "Well, Zoo, you understand that the games have to get downloaded anyway. Games don't come complete anyway. You understand that, right, Zoo?" And I'm like, 50% of the things they update on the card are fucking dumb bullshit anyway. It's language packs. It's minor tweaks. It's, again, that's not what I'm looking for. Again, is it physical? Can I finish the game? Does the game run well?
Yep.
All I care. I'll give you a great example of another one that I just found out about. Sonic Generations. Sonic Generations, Sega decided to leave it on the Switch one. It can run like a bag of assholes and then not even give you the courtesy for a paid update to try to milk you that way. Nope. Either buy the Switch 2 game key card, because we need you to buy our fucking game key cards, or you buy this gimped piece of shit Switch 1 version. Well, guess what? Now you don't get any money. Now you don't get shit.
Yep.
And so there's another example.
And that's another thing. It's like,
I don't get nothing.
I wish when a game came out, it was physical all across the board on all platforms, but it was fully functional all across the platform. The fact that you have to ask, well, what's the difference from this platform and that platform? How does it perform on this one and that one? I see people asking that all the time. And it's like, nobody should have to ask that. A game should just work. A game should just work. It should come down to, okay, if you like back in the day, like GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, it should just come down to, which platform do you have? I have this one. Okay, buy the game on that one. It's fine all across the board on all of them. It doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Now it's like, well, maybe I should buy it on the Switch because like the PS5 doesn't have that stuttering issue, and I should buy it on there. But then the Switch version has this other thing, and it's like, oh my gosh, I just want the game, and I just want to play the game, and I just want the game to work. They make things so confusing. They take something that should be so simple, and they blow it out of proportion to where most people are like, I don't even care now. Y'all have moved the goalpost so many times. I'm now not even interested. I don't even want to be on the playing field.
What was that game that released? Was it Sonic Origins that literally released with like an inverse fucking yield graph, trying to show you what the different versions of the game came with and shit? It literally is like studying an inverse yield fucking chart. It's like, what the fuck is this, man? Like, can you just sell me a fucking game, please?
Yeah.
Sell me a goddamn video.
The only time the game to me should really be different is if it was something like, okay, remember how they had like PS2 or like they had like PS3 versions, 360 versions, which are pretty much the same, and then like the Wii version. The Wii version was different because, well, it was the controls. I understand that. If you're porting it to a device that has some kind of crazy control scheme, I get that. It should be different. But other than that, like if fundamentally the systems are like, okay, you move the character with your controller, you push a button, it should just work.
Well, yeah, you're not porting fucking Steel Battalion to anything, right? But at the same time, like most games aren't fucking Steel Battalion. Most games can easily be ported with just a little bit of effort. Let's get to the comments real quick. So we got Rush Dog saying, Happy Halloween, gentlemen. This should be
Hey,
a
Rush.
discussion. Thanks for coming in with us, man. I wasn't sure anybody was going to be here tonight. Halloween's a busy night. My sick ass usually be at a Halloween party, but man, I'm quarantined right now. I'm in the lower part of the house, and I'm told don't come out. So hopefully this is my test run to see if I can finally be free tomorrow. We've got the world's biggest Switch critic talking to the world's biggest Switch 2 fan. Phil, we never got to have that conversation, buddy. Yeah, what do we have to say about that? Because we got the world's biggest Switch 2 critic talking to what Rush Dog calls the world's greatest Switch 2 fan. So this is a meeting of the minds, truly.
Oh my God!
We never got to broach this live, so I guess this is a good point. Phil, is there anything you'd like to say to me as someone who assisted in my decision to keep my Switch 2? I partially have you to thank.
It's your girlfriend's fault. It's your girlfriend's fault that you have it.
It's your fault
too. It wasn't your sole decision, but hey, it is what it is.
Hey,
it is what it is. Wait. Did you finally put the money for it? Did you finally pay for it?
Yes.
Okay. Then it was totally on her.
Money's back.
And you were exempt.
Yeah, but
like I said, if Rush, I hope you're listening. If someone gave me a Switch 2, I would have a Switch 2. Now, would I probably go online and blast everybody that I was like, hey, I got a Switch 2, yeah? I probably wouldn't tell anyone for a while.
That's because you're fucking dishonest. Hey, contrary to what some folks on Twitter say, I'm the most honest motherfucker you'll ever meet. I don't care. I'll tell you. Guess
I'd probably just be like, guys, somebody got it for me.
That's what I got right now. Womp womp.
And I said, like, hey, the only way it's been publicly stated, the only way I would have a Switch 2 is if I got it as a gift right now, because it's not to the point that I want to spend my own money to get it. Especially when we were talking about like all the weirdness with like the updating and then like.
Here's the thing.
Like hopefully with future revisions it fixes that.
So I can't be the girlfriend like that. I can't even do you like that, Philly. I joke about you made a really compelling argument about the Switch 1 launch. I joke about that. I joke about, hey, I got it as a gift, although I did get it as a gift. That's true. But I'm gonna own that. I could have taken the fucking thing back if I wanted to. I chose not to. I'm gonna be a man about this. I also didn't have to buy 2 whole Nintendo Switch 2 games and support the Switch 2 infrastructure that way. I chose to do that. So, and there will be more Switch games purchases, I'm sure. I'm sure I will buy that Fire Emblem game. Yoshi is looking pretty fucking good. I'm even going to make an admission here today. That fucking Kirby Air Riders Direct, it's looking okay. It's looking all right.
Uh-oh.
It's looking
He's hill turning for Kirby.
Nope.
He's a Kirby hill turner.
Nope. I didn't say that. I said it looks all right. Sakurai did a
I think the Pokemon a cosmic horror game with Ditto looks okay. It looks kind of cute.
Yeah.
It looks better than ZX or ZY, whatever it's called. Pokemon Lazy is what I call it. Pokemon Lazy.
Oh shit! Actually, okay. So 3 Switch games because I just got I do have Pokemon. So,
but they gotta like.
I keep forgetting.
They gotta phase out all this card stuff. They gotta fix. They gotta get an OLED. They gotta fix some of the like weirdness that I've seen. The compatibility, because you tested it and you said a lot of these games. What was that, like 40% won't boot unless you update the console?
Correct. Yeah. So I put every single
big.
Well, hold on now. I put every single Switch cartridge, every single one, into the Switch 2. Now that I need to make you guys understand, that's like a 2-weekend job. That's like 2 whole weekends worth of work for me. I swear to God. Like when you have 500, oh my God. So a couple things you need to know. Number one, the storage barely fits. That 256 gigabytes, Phil, I swear to God, I'm down to like 11 gigabytes by the end of it. Like in terms of when you put the card in and the cart storage, because the carts are going to store, they're always going to have. Because I ended up getting this connected to the internet because people are wanting to play games with me. So I ended up getting this connected. I do have a disconnected OLED, so I'm still good there. I ended up connecting this to the internet in order to do some experimentation. Once you start downloading things, in terms of the non-paid updates, in terms of the system up, you're looking at about 8 to 11 gigabytes left of storage on that card. It's
on the Switch too.
On the Switch too. It's now keep in mind it's not going to be a problem for most people. Most people don't have 500 plus Switch games. Most people are going to be fine. And I still haven't needed the SD Express card yet. But so far,
my thing is, I thought the Switch 2 was like the Switch 1, where it just played the games from the cartridge, where you didn't have to install them.
It does. So without any update, before I took it online, about 40% of those 500 games, including almost all of the Nintendo games, they were able to play right off the bat. Nothing needed. About 40%. The other 60% needed a system update in order to run, and that's the backwards compatibility update. But so it's not true.
So 60%.
Yeah, you don't need the update for backwards compatibility.
Of the physicals that are not first party, 60% will not work on the Switch 2 without an update. Some of the Switch games for some of the Nintendo published games also won't boot. They need a download. Yeah.
Some of them will not boot.
And that's why I can't get behind that, because look, you got to base this, and this is Zoo. This is a Zoo thing right here. I'm going to say what Zoo says. You have to base this system on how it launched and what works out of the box. If you update it, that you can't get an honest review. So
it has and that's the thing, all reviews
the system works out of the box.
And I need to also point out, when I do reviews, like when I've done Luigi's Mansion, when I've done Pete's Showtime, those games are not reviewed on this Switch 2. That's very important. They're still reviewed on the OLED. So all those sweet performance upgrades, like that's my leisure system to play with the performance upgrades, etc. The reviews will be done on a Switch OLED that has never been connected to the net. Every single Switch review I do.
Yeah, I didn't know you updated it.
Very important. Yeah. It's very important. And I may be an alien on this. I'm glad you agree with me, Phil, because there's a lot of people, like me and OJ have gone back and forth on this. He's like, yeah, but bro, the game that most average customers are going to be playing is going to have the update. I'm like, that's fine, but fast forward 60 years in the future where there's no internet, we're in Ooga Booga land, like where we're back to being cavemen in huts, right? Let's go back to those days. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's say our cavemen ancestors find that Switch and they find a cartridge and they pop that fucker in. They're not going to be playing the updated game. They're going to be playing the game that's on the cartridge. That's what I'm reviewing. That's why when I finally do my Breath of the Wild review, one of the things I'm going to point out, and people that have the update will say, well, that's not true. My game I played Breath of the Wild on the Switch too. It was a locked, buttery smooth 60 frames per second. Yeah, but on the Switch, on the revision cartridge that I have, Zora's Domain is like a fucking painting. It moves at like 10 frames per second in that fucking place.
Yeah. And
it does. It's still a legendary game. I would still buy it if I had to do over again. But that was a problem that game with no patches has.
Yeah. And I think that's honest. I actually appreciate that, because it's like, look, you base a product on what you get. Sure, you can update these games. Sure, you can patch the console, this and that. But we're basing a product on how it came manufactured out of the box. Think about it as a product that would come out, a technology product, a technical, a gadget that came out in like the 90s or early 2000s, before like updates were a thing where you could fix it and you could patch it, right?
Yeah.
If, you should be reviewing your product based on that. Because I know there's some, like some of
Agree
these
100%.
controllers, the third-party controllers, they're like, yeah, well, it doesn't sync with this system out of the box, but once you do a firmware update, it does, and it works perfectly fine.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, then you need to review it as this doesn't work out of the box with said console, because somebody's probably going to buy it, and they're going like, they said it worked with the Nintendo Switch, and it doesn't. It doesn't work with the Nintendo Switch. For whatever reason, that person may not know. They can have to take it online. It's like, I don't have a computer. I can't take it on the line. I paid $60 for this controller, and it won't work on my Nintendo Switch.
That's what I try to explain.
But if people were honest,
I'm not reviewing the game for the obsessive freak that is a hardcore gamer that has all the updates and all the fucking system firmware updates. I'm not reviewing a game for that guy. I'm reviewing a game for the caveman who 200 years from now pops his Switch card into the fucking OLED. That's who I'm reviewing games.
Yeah.
Now that makes
and
me like
there's a lot of people,
but one day that will be all Switch customers. All Switch players will be that caveman that don't have access to the network because the Nintendo network won't be active.
And here's the thing, OJ's like, yeah, bro, but most people are probably going to update. Blah, blah, blah.
He's
like,
right.
Okay,
he's right.
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But you know how many people that I see online that constantly ask, "What's on the cartridge? What's on the what's patch number is it? What is?" I see so many people every single day asking these questions, the old man rambling at the sky questions, because they care about what's on the disc and the cartridge.
Sure, 100%.
And those are the people that we are talking to. We are talking to the people that care about the same things we do. We're not talking about everybody else who's just going to download an update and they don't care, because to them, this stuff doesn't matter. They'll play it, they'll move on to the next thing.
They can look at my review and they can add 5 points to it because it's going to be even better. Because they've got all doodads and updates. So take my review, add 2 or 3 more points to it. Yeah, you got the review. So it's going to play better than what I'm describing then. So yeah, so that's basically it. So anyway, to continue on with my experimentations, 40% booted up, no problem. 60% had issue, needed a download to boot up. One game, and this I do find to be impressive, out of my entire collection, one game to this day cannot boot on the Switch. It boots, but it's literally like a static screen. And that's Ninja 5.0 by Limited Run Games.
Huh.
That game will not work on the Switch 2. It's the one game in the entire collection. Now, I haven't played through all 500. My understanding is that some games like Nier Automata have some serious issues down the line and will require some kind of an update. Might have already gotten it by this time. But you can get a good headways into the game before problems start to really mount. So there are games where, my understanding is like a game like I just reviewed, Princess Peach. My understanding is that game is more blurry. That game is really blurry and handheld because of some problem syncing with the Switch 2. So there are issues like that going on. Same with Luigi's Mansion 3 has some blurriness, is my understanding. So there's those kind of issues. Games work, but have some issues. But a vast majority of the games, the ones I jumped into, beat 'em ups and shoot 'em ups, which are, from my arcade roots, some of my favorite games, flawless. And in fact, they're actually better to play because, like, you play a game like Esprit de Sai, there was already minimal input lag because Shot Trigger did it. It's arcade perfect now. Or you take a game like City Connections shooters, which sometimes we call them shitty connection in the shmup world because sometimes they have bad input lag. There is no input lag now. Like the Sekio collection, no input lag whatsoever. It's 1 for 1. Like, it's minimal. If there is, I don't fucking notice it. When before it was, you'd press a button and there'd be a few microseconds later it would shoot. And when you're talking about games that are bullet hells, you have to have every micro frame you can get. Right? So there's a lot of Bayonetta. It's 60 frames per second. Will change your fucking life, buddy. It's so good. It's so fucking good. And that's out of the box. That's out of the box. That's just in an uncapped frame rate. You pop it in and it's playing 60 frames per second. But I understand the concern that it's like, okay, you're saying more than half your games don't boot without an online update. Not acceptable. And I understand that.
Yep, that's why I'm not gonna even mess with this platform. I mean, it's not like I even need it. Like, I don't. I got more games than I know what to
Yeah,
do with. So
this is
I don't
a
I don't
luxury.
need it. And
100%.
that's what a lot of people need to realize. Like, you get online and you get kind of pushed towards like, oh, everybody else is buying it, all my friends have it, I should buy it too. It's like,
Never
but
be caught into
you
that.
need to buy it. Like, you don't need to buy anything. We want to buy these things, but I've got a point where it's like, dude, I'm not gonna buy this Switch 2. Like, if they can get their issues worked out, they want to get one of these compatibility patches built onto the hardware with an OLED, and then they want to come out with some kind of special edition system with
OLED's not a
a
patch.
game about.
OLED is going to require a whole nother screen. That's another unit.
Yeah,
More than a patch.
like so I mean, they get to that. I mean, maybe I will, because by that time they'll have a lot of first party games. Maybe hopefully some of them will be in the $40 range discount.
Sure,
If you can call $40 a discount. And then I'll go from there. But for now, it's just like, nope. I'm in a completely nope. I don't care. And as long as there's going to be, I also want to see where we're at in like a year from now, or maybe a year and a half from now. How many key cards are going to be there? Like, will these third party big AAA publishers finally go like, okay, we'll stop doing the key cards. We'll put out real physical.
No.
Or will they keep going?
They're going to keep going. Dude,
because will there be more key cards than there will be physical releases? Will there be like 300 key cards and only like 100 real physical games? Because if it's so, then that means the Switch 2 is complete flop when it comes to people that care about physical games. It's just going to be a machine that you buy first parties for, and very occasionally third parties. Pretty much, it'll be like the Wii U.
Yeah,
and
for physical collectors, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it'll be like the Wii U.
There's a lot of people that don't give a shit. There's your key card gang people that really like game key cards for some fucking reason. There's your digital people who have been digital for years. Like, yeah, so for those people, I would say the Switch 2 has a really fucking good third-party support right now. But for us, for me and you, buddy, it is dire. I can tell you that as a Switch.
Yeah,
it's dire.
But I feel that way about PlayStation and Microsoft too. I just look at them, I'm disappointed. It's like, I don't like any of you right now. I don't like any one of y'all. Y'all are all a fat fart. You're a big old disappointment to me. And the previous generations, minus Xbox. Xbox has sucked for years now. But Nintendo Switch and PS4, pretty solid. Pretty solid systems. Yeah, sure, some things can be better, but really solid systems.
Yeah, it pulled me back into gaming, literally, bro. The Nintendo Switch pulled me back into the hobby.
But it's like, after that, it's like they fell in quicksand or something.
Well, buddy, I've never come close to the amount of games I purchased for Switch 2 on anything else. Out of the closest, was like the Super Nintendo, and it's like maybe 250 games, maybe.
Yeah, you went pretty crazy there, my guy.
Oh, I lost my goddamn mind on Switch 1.
Yeah, you did.
It's like so collectible, dude. It's so fucking collectible. They're cartridges. They're cards.
Yeah. Like, I just made an order for more super rare games the other day. I was like, I gotta get this this Fire Emblem type RPG, and then I gotta get Postmortem because Survival Horror. So I threw those in my cart, and I was like, okay, I'm good.
Dude, super rare games pisses me off so much, though. Now, don't get me wrong; they're one of the good limited distributors. They're one of the good ones. But I get so mad because they mean what they say when they say super rare. So there's times where I'll forget to check the website. And then I'll go on and it's like, oh shit, Cyber Shadow, and there's 3% stock left? Oh shit, better get that.
Yeah.
And there's other times where I literally fucking missed it. Darkwood. It makes me so mad.
They're making a sequel for that now. I end up getting that what was it on the PS4? I think I have that somewhere.
Dude, Darkwood.
Yeah, but they're doing a sequel. Maybe they'll do like another run of the first game if they do the sequel physical.
I hope so. I fucking hope so because it's like $300 on eBay.
Yep. Hey, there's another game that we could probably buy like the digital of and play it or something. That'd be cool. We got so many games to get back to, guys. That's what we should have been doing tonight. We should have been doing a Halloween gameplay stream, but we're not. We're two old men chatting.
Well, and again, I wasn't sure how I'm holding up pretty well. I wasn't sure how my cough was going to be holding up, man. I've been struggling with this all month. It's been bad.
Yeah.
And last thing I want to do is be coughing everybody's ear.
Zoo's been pretty sick, so
very sick.
Y'all have to forgive him.
Like coughing fucking blood sick. If anybody even wants to hear that shit.
He got the T virus though. He got the T virus.
Well, hopefully I get more in the tyrant direction than the fucking zombie direction.
But let's move on to some other topics because I want to talk about
question, and we're continuing with the chat, and then we'll get on to some other topics.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rush Dog then says couple of questions. RE game key cards. If Switch 2 cart speeds are so slow, why does Cyberpunk run so well? Because they're not slow. That's why. Because they're not slow.
Good point.
Because they're lying. Because
they're not.
In the words of the great Joanna Hawaii, also known as Roman Reigns, they're lying.
Yeah.
If anyone tells you that the Switch cart speeds are too slow, they're lying.
Yeah.
Next question. If Switch 2 cartridges are so expensive, why can Nicholas afford them for games they're selling directly from their website? Well, Rush, because they're lying. I know. Nicholas is a mega AAA publisher. I told Rush that joke never gets old. Never stop making it. I sure won't now that I'm stealing it. It never gets old. I dropped that on OJ. I dropped that on OJ in his live stream earlier today, and he literally laughed. He started laughing because he knows it. He fucking knows it's true. About the
I mean, it is. You can't debate that.
He's like,
if you're going to debate that and you're going to come out and defend that, like you're somebody that nobody should ever talk to. You are not a real person. You are a robot now.
He's like, I feel you on that. Now he did bring up the fact, and he's right, that Binding of Isaac is $70 fucking. But he's like, hey, at least it's on the cart. And it does go.
Yeah, is it finally all on the cart? Because that game's released like 20 times. I swear. I thought about buying the last one, but it's like, is this going to be released again? Because y'all are almost making me not care. This game has come out so many times.
You got to make it easy on yourself, Phil. Here's what you do. The game. So I bought it when it first came out. I have the first edition of Binding of Isaac on the Switch. And I don't think it's ever been updated. So, maybe on the Switch 2 it got updated when I popped it in, but it absolutely is not on the OLED. And I've played that game for like 30, 40 hours of time. I think I've got like 40 hours of game time on Binding of Isaac. I've never had a same run once. So if you can't get enough out of the original Binding of Isaac that you need to hold out for the other 8 updates, it's like fucking Dead Cells, right? Dead Cells won't stop. A game that never stops updating. That's frustrating for collectors. But just tell yourself,
that's Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 as well. Xenoverse 2 has been out for like 6 years and it's still getting new DLC and characters. They won't make a Xenosaga, whatever. Xeno, you know what I mean? Another Xenoverse, but they'll just keep updating that one.
Well, it's only as frustrating as you make it, is what I'm trying to say. Dead Cells with no updates is a 9 out of 10 game that is perfectly fine.
I have the original Dead Cells before all the DLC, but it's like if I'm going to buy Binding of Isaac now, I'd like to get the one that has the most content on the cartridge. And if this one is it, then is it only releasing on the Switch too, or did they say there's going to be like a PS4 or PS5?
I think you can update it on the Switch. That's just all on the cart for collectors who want it. I think you can update it to the new version.
Well, but I don't know if they're going to make like a if it's releasing on the PS5 as well. But
here's the thing, and this is
like I said,
when it comes to Dead Cells, I have one of the Motion Twin guys follows me. We follow each other. One
I
of
should
those,
interview him. Come on.
yeah, one of the Motion Twin devs. I forget which one, but they follow me, and I'll never forget. I bought I bought Dead Cells when it first came out. I loved it. I fucking loved that game. I think I've got like 20 hours in that, but I'm not sure. I tend to those run type games. I tend to play a lot. I love those games when I'm just sitting at the airport, or I love run games. Games where you do a run. They're perfect for the Switch. But anyway, I bought that game when it first came out, and then literally I skipped every fucking update for that goddamn game until the new physical that had because they also put out Motion Twin was unique because they would put out physicals every time they updated. So there's like 9 fucking physical variants of Dead Cells. Now the one that got me, the one that finally got me, was the Dead Cells Return to Castlevania. And so
I've been wanting to pick that up.
Twin Dev, and I'm like, hey, I hope you're truly done updating this game, motherfucker, because this is the only time I'm gonna buy this game again. You're only getting 2. I've already bought the fucking game once. You made me an offer I can't refuse with the Return to Castlevania content. Pack everything you want into this game, motherfucker, because I'm not buying it again. And then, of course, they went on to put 2 more fucking updates on there. Dave the Diver. Dave the Diver is the new fucking, they're the new fucking Dead Cells. They're the new game. Them and fucking Vampire Survivors are the new game that just won't stop fucking cramming shit in the game. Like, motherfuckers, you've already got 180 fucking hours worth. You've got Morrowind levels of content on the fucking card already. Leave it alone. Go make another fucking game. Can you go make another game and leave this alone?
No! We want to give you DLC for 50 years.
It's all 3. I can't even bitch all 3, though. So you can't even really bitch, but I get where the physical completionists are like, motherfuckers, can you go make a new game already? God damn. Like,
gosh, I don't think the world's ready for Dead Cells 2.
I'm ready for Dead Cells 2. Because I'm ready for them to stop.
Oh my gosh. So they'll be updating that for the next 10 years. You'll be like a grandpa.
They have updated that day, 10 years. It feels like it anyway. It's like Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's like a fucking 15-year-old goddamn indie game. Hey, Shovel Knight's here now. Like, what the fuck?
You know what? Like throwing no shade to like Shovel Knight because I know it's a really great game. And Yacht Games is pretty cool, but I swear it seems like every game wants to throw Shovel Knight in it. I don't know why. Like every indie game's got to put Shovel Knight in their game. I'm like, can you not put another indie character in the game? Why is it just how about put Hollow Knight in your game? Because that's a pretty popular game. Let's just start showing Hollow Knight in your game. Because you just want to put
because Shovel Knight was one of the first, and he was one of the biggest. That's why.
Yeah.
But again, why does Shovel Knight? And again, I'm not updating my Crypt of the Necrodancer. Why does Shovel Knight have to be in Crypt of the Necrodancer? Crypt of the Necrodancer works fucking fine without Shovel Knight getting his fucking fat mug into yet another indie game. Go away. Talk about a fucking spotlight hog. Jesus Christ. I hope
they're merchandising him like he's freaking Garfield over here, bro.
Dude, oh god, oh my god, yeah, we are talking Garfield though. Dave the Diver's another one though. Dave the Diver's shoving his fat ass into all kinds of shit too. And it's just like, man,
I've never played that game. I don't even care. I'm like, who's Dave the Diver? I don't care.
It was a good game, but goddamn, Vampire Survivors, good fucking game. Stop updating it.
Everything is a Vampire Survivor ripoff now. It's so gross. When I was
fucking cracked though, bro. The game is like
I had to test quite a few of those Vampire Survivor type inspired games when I was still with Premium and test a few. Some of them were pretty cool.
Right.
But it's just like this is just Vampire Survivors, and I don't know how well this is going to be received because
Shout out
if
to
you create that kind, if you're the first to create that kind of game, you're going to be the one that everybody remembers for it. You can make a game that's like it, but you're most likely not going to top the person who did it first. You're just not. You're not going to dethrone them. So it's like you're kind of wasting your time a little bit. Now, if you can do that particular
yeah,
type of game and add something completely fresh and unique and original to it, then that's great because you're not just copycatting. But I'll see a lot of games,
yeah.
there's a lot of indie games out there that just copy another game and they don't even do it well. And it's like, I don't know what you're expecting to get out of this,
Well,
bro.
here's
I
the
don't
deal.
know how far this is going to go for you.
So here's the deal with that, right? So it's been that way since Mario Brothers. It's been that way since the beginning of time. Anytime,
Yeah.
anytime, and I mean any fucking time, you have a mega success story, you will have a million different imitators. You wouldn't have got Castlevania and Mega Man and a million other games that were action platformers without the brick in the pyramid that Super Mario Brothers established. Now, why were those games so successful? They did something different from Mario.
Yeah.
Legitimately different enough, like you just said. Castlevania was Monster Mash with a gothic castle. Mega Man was kind of a sci-fi fucking story of, a robot battling on behalf of mankind. These did different things. And so they became successful where other games weren't able to differentiate as much and are lost to time, right?
Yeah.
But Mario Brothers and its success was kind of the impetus for a lot of these 2D side-scrolling platformer style games. It's the brick
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of gaming was built on. Same thing with Vampire Survivors. And I want to give a shout out to the Electric Underground. Anybody who hasn't seen the Electric Underground's video about how that game is a reverse shmup, basically. Like the Electric, I can't say enough good things about the Electric Underground. Go subscribe to the Electric Underground, guys. Everybody here, if you haven't already. You're not always going to agree with what he says, but this is a guy who understands ludology, which is the way video games work, and ludo narrative, and he understands a lot of these concepts, and he understands what makes an arcade game tick more than just about anybody on YouTube. The guy is just great.
Yeah.
And he's a very
I
deep thinker, and
played a bit of
I love his channel.
Vampire Survivors, and I got sucked into it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like crack, man.
Yeah, it is.
What's everybody drinking?
You can't just play 1 hour of that. You're gonna sink like 5 hours into it. Like
100%. Same with Binding of Isaac. Same thing. Those run style games, man. So I am drinking a Lincoln Lager, which is a local brew here. Rolling Meadow, the now defunct Rolling Meadows Brewery. But I know the brewmaster, so I still actually have access to this beer that has been out of service for like 7 years now. I still get batches made for me. It's the Lincoln Lager, Rolling Meadows Brewery original recipe. It is fucking fabulous, and it's Halloween, and I drink beer on Halloween. Not that pumpkin beer shit. Real beer. Phil, what are you drinking? Rush wants to know.
As I said earlier, I'm drinking the salty tears of fanboys and video game corporations. Hamaguchi's tears are in this cup right now.
Drinking those salty fanboy tears.
I taste a little bit of Capcom in here too.
Yeah, it's not Capcom. That's Crapcom now.
Capcom, yeah.
It's fucking. They're back to being.
Let's see. Rush says
Jay and Mandy are streaming Chrono Trigger. Oh yeah, I've been watching that, and boy, those have really taken off. There's a lot of peeps in there experiencing Chrono Trigger with Jay and Mandy, and you guys, that's another one to check out. The Cold Mandia streams are fabulous. Those are a good time. It is literally perfect, Rush Dogs. As a key card is one of the only ways to ruin it. Yeah, Phil brought some evil into that. Like, yeah, as far as like the game. Oh, they're gonna put it on a game key. No.
I don't want them to, man. Don't take it the wrong way. I don't want them to, but man, this industry is so cooked. It's like Square Enix is so out of touch. I mean, I don't understand. I really don't understand them. But I never. I mean, it most likely they would shoot themselves in the foot if they did that.
Right.
That'd be ultimately the worst move I think they could ever do.
Well, it's Square Enix. So here's where you're sadly right. Everything, if it doesn't get a Switch release, everything is on a game key card. Everything Square Enix has put out so far for the Switch 2
Yep.
in a game key card. They are one of the worst offenders of that shit. And they're
Along with Capcom.
they're also one of two companies that are literally telling you we're not even going to offer you a paid upgrade. No. Buy the game key card or have the version that. Now, the good news is they're Square Enix, they're RPGs. You don't need 60 frames per second with a JRPG. They're not Sonic Generations. You don't need it. So with Square, I'll take them up on that. Now, I'm going to punish them for that because they're being anti-consumer. So what I'm going to do is Octopath Zero and Dragon Quest 1 and 2, I'm buying them used once they get to around the $30 mark. I'm going to buy them used. I'm not paying.
Yep, walk into your local game flop and pick it up.
Yep, I'm not giving you a sell through. I can't deprive you of the sale. A lot of gamers don't understand how that works. They already got the sale because whoever stocked the game, they got the sale. So I can't deprive you of the game sale. You got that. I can deprive you of a sell through, which is the more important metric, which is the game, instead of selling to me, the game's going to continue to sit on the shelf until it's discounted. And guess what? Retailers don't like to sit on shit till it's discounted. They tend to not buy more of that game if that happens too often. And that's what actually hurts your real sales, is when the retailers get stuck with your game key card horse shit and have to mark it down 40% to sell it. They won't be buying more of that game key card. That's our power. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy the physical for those two games, and then I'm going to buy them discounted. As for Sonic Generations, you're French fried fucked because you're an action platformer and you run like a sack of assholes. You run like a sack of dicks on the fucking Switch, and I'm not going to be playing you because why would I do that? And you won't even let me upgrade. You won't even let me pay you to upgrade to the Switch 2 version. So fuck you. I just won't play Sonic X Shadow Generations. Fuck off. I have it on the PS3 anyway. The original, the Generations. So that's how that gets handled. Let's see here. Rant over. Anyway, so Brick Barnes says, so I finally asked for the Switch 2 for Christmas and an SD card to go with it. Awesome. What was the specific game that changed your mind, Brooke? I know you were holding out for Animal Crossing. Is it because of the Animal Crossing update? Because I got some bad news on that front for you. Maybe. You might not care. But I care. So Animal Crossing is updating the game. They have the Switch 2 update coming out that comes with a lot of shit. One of the things that is both the most exciting and infuriating to me is they're bringing back the NES games so you can boot Nintendo games from your Animal Crossing game, but it's tied to the NSO account this time instead of in-game cartridges. So the games aren't natively in the Animal Crossing game. They're not being added that way. Basically, it just checks for the Nintendo Switch Online. Do you have the Nintendo, the NES, the SNES? And then it's just going to stream it from there, from Animal Crossing. It's a nifty bit of tech. It's just disappointing that it's not native. It's once again tied to a fucking online service.
Very sad.
Very sad. Yeah.
I love games that have games within them, fully functional and playable. So when they do that, it's just like, well, that sucks.
Well, that was one of the things I was showing you on Cyberpunk, the arcade games. You're like, whoa! Like, actually, some genuinely fun arcade games in Cyberpunk. Like, let's see, Capcom releasing Onimusha 1 physically themselves almost bankrupted them. Small indies like Capcom have to use limited run games to survive.
Oh my gosh, Rush.
Dude,
he just can't stop.
No,
I
hope he never stops because it's a fuck. Again, it even made OJ crack a laugh. Like it's genuinely funny. That's a great bit. It's so good.
It is.
Stole it. like unapologetically,
It's,
shamelessly. I hope you get one, Brooke. And then Rush Dog says, you expect Microsoft to include a disk drive in the next Xbox for only $1,500, Phil? Talk about entitled. Yeah, Mr. Entitled. You know, Sony, a company, a struggling company like Sony couldn't even include the fucking vertical stand with the PlayStation 5. You expect
I know,
them to
right?
add a disk drive? These are struggling. These are starving companies, Phil. I
I
mean,
know.
they're barely
I know.
that
I mean,
good.
it's so sad, Rush. They'll probably have to have a $2,000 model just to have the disk drive in there. They're so poor. Poor little them.
Yeah, if only they could be like a mega AAA fucking video game console manufacturer like Ouya.
Yeah.
You know, the little guy just can't catch a break, man. Little guys like
Yeah.
Sony and Microsoft.
If only they had money. If only were like a big publisher, like the Evercade, and they could actually afford to have real physical games and whatnot. It's so sad.
But what do I know? I'm just some fucking old man. Let's see here. Some fucking old man who shakes his fucking medication at me. Yeah, let's see. I might. I don't. Hold on. I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back.
I got some medication. Let me shake it. Oh yeah. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing tonight? What did you dress up for? Did you go out? You do anything for Halloween? Did you get some candy? I actually ate a good amount of carbs today, y'all. Ain't good. I've been trying to work on losing that weight.
All right, I'm back.
8 carbs, and then church on Sunday. We're having this church appreciation dinner for our pastors, so I'm probably going to eat more carbs again.
All right, here we go.
No,
guys.
it was not Animal Crossing. I just thought I would give my OLED to my sister for Christmas and then go on and ask for a Switch 2. Well, that's really cool. That's really cool of you to do that for your sister.
Can you hear me?
That way, you get a new console, you get to Switch 2, and she gets your OLED. I would recommend, like, if you're gonna get a game for
Hey Phil, all right. Philly, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, something happened with my audio. I had to disconnect to reconnect. But hey, how you doing, everybody?
I was just talking to Brooke. She was saying that she was going to give her Switch OLED to her sister. That's why she's getting the Switch 2. And I was saying, well, I don't have a Switch 2, but I can recommend a good game, and that would be Donkey Kong Bonanza. That's a solid
really
game.
I wish I could talk more about
all
it.
You got to do is look at it for like 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds tops, and you already know it's a good game. That's all. 10 seconds tops would take you to decide that I'm buying that.
Hey, I'm not sure if
I don't like what they did with the DLC nonsense, like the post game. Like I don't. That's still stupid, but it's still a solid game, and that's going to be one of the games that I would want to get.
I'm not sure if I'm triggering. Not sure if I'm going to trigger anybody with this, but how you doing today, buddy? How you doing? There's that fucking old man's medication. So it's right there. You got a medicine bottle, Phil? Yeah. There we go. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, everybody? Hey, how you doing?
I got that medication, bruh. Here, hey.
Yeah. So
I got all my medication.
Anyway, I had somebody cuss me, some fucking old man, and shake some fucking medication at me.
Got all the medication. Doing well, Phil.
Stupid fucking old man.
Handed out candy tonight. Currently nervously watching the Blue Jays.
All right, let's continue on with comments. Now that we've gotten that out of our system. Let's see here. Don't necessarily buy it now. Third-party games still go on deep discounts shortly after release. Just wait months to pick them up, not years. Rush Dog makes a really good point with that, actually. When it comes to AAA video games, AAA third-party video games, yeah, they age like fucking spoiled milk, so they typically, a few months after release, will go down. In terms of new game prices, though, I guess I would edit that by saying they're only going to go up. So the set price for new games will be $80 next gen, be $90 the next, and so on and so forth. The new prices are going to go up, but the good news is nobody buys their fucking shit, and so a few months later they're half price. So that is true.
My thing is with games getting so expensive, $80, $90, and that's before like a special edition or whatever. I feel like a lot of casual consumers are going to eventually be like, I can't afford to buy this stuff anymore, and stop buying like the physical retail games and waiting for like some stupid deep discount digitally. And then when that happens, I could see all these publishers going, nobody buys physical games anymore. We need to stop paying for them because they won't buy them for the $80, $90, $100 that we want for them, even though they don't have the same amount of quality and extra effort put into it to make it worth that $80, $90, $100. So we're going to just stop selling those physical games, and you just have to buy them digitally. And they'll use that as an excuse to completely pull out of retail. Or they'll say, well, we're only going to do the physical releases through some limited publisher like Limited Run Games.
It's possible. It's certainly possible. I'll tell you that much. They're going to, basically, here's the thing. They're at a point where they're not crafting their strategy around reality. They are crafting reality around what they already want to do. So it doesn't matter if they're going to find a way. That's why we have 5 explanations on why nobody's using Switch cartridges. There's like 5 different fucking explanations. And the reason is they're going to justify it any way they can. And that's because this is a war on ownership. That's what is going on right now.
Yep. It is. This is
and they're going to
They got malicious motives, and the only way that you can combat it, combat it is to not buy it.
We're fucked.
Buy the things that are worth supporting. And people just don't want to listen to that. They just want to keep buying everything without using their brain, and that's what got us here. People kept bending over and taking it from corporations, and now they don't have any willpower. They're already ready and assuming the position.
Phil, step away from the billion-dollar company, sir. Yeah, step away from the billion-dollar company as I unsheathe my katana. What are your 2 Switch games, Zoo? DK and Mario Kart World. So I actually have 3. It's Cyberpunk, it's DK, and it's Pokemon ZA. Mario Kart World, that was a borrow. I don't have it yet.
He bought Pokemon.
Yeah, I bought Pokemon.
How dare
Yeah, I bought Pokemon.
You bought
why? Because I like Pokemon.
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh.
He bought the 5 frames per second game with the Nintendo 64 graphics.
Hey, first of all, I got the Switch 2 version. My shit runs at 60.
It's okay.
Second of all,
it still looks like 64.
Hey, I didn't argue with that. Hey, I'm not arguing that. But here's the thing. So let's talk about Pokemon. That's kind of a good topic, right? So you've been getting a little trouble over Pokemon, so that's a good one to explore. So I'm mixed on Pokemon. So on one hand, Pokemon is kind of one of those games I point to explain to hardcore gamers that their values are not necessarily the values of the mass market. The mass market average Pokemon buyer, which includes myself, don't give a fuck about graphics. We don't care. We don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. And that's obvious because every fucking game sells like 30 million copies. Now, one could make the argument that Pokemon is not growing, especially when you factor in macroeconomics. Pokemon seems to be slightly shrinking when you factor that in, but not shrinking enough to give any real pain points to Pokemon Company right now. Now, this is why I'm also kind of pro Power World and pro other games, because I do want that competition to pressure Nintendo and take some of those sales. Like the new Digimon story game. It's very cool that there's a Digimon game that everybody seems to like. It's very cool. Wish it would come to Switch. I'd get that one too. I want to see that competition because that is the only way is prying some of those sales off Pokemon. There is no incentive for Pokemon to do anything but make 100 new Pokemon every generation and give us a new sector of the world to explore. That's what Pokemon fans want.
That is poorly optimized
Yes.
and looks like an old game.
I agree.
My thing is, like, I'm sure the game, if you boot it up, or I'm sure you can have fun. You can have fun with any game. You can have fun with any game. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fantastic game.
I agree with
And I always look at,
mediocre.
yes, Pokemon is going to sell. But why is Pokemon going to sell? Is it going to be selling because it's actually a really phenomenal, amazing game? Or is it selling because brand?
I don't know if brand, I think brand is kind of a crude way to put it. I don't necessarily think that encompasses why people play Pokemon. There's 3 different reasons that I see that people play Pokemon games. One is to explore the new Pokemon in the new world space. That's one reason. Another reason is there's a lot of people who are really, really into the metagame and don't know Shin Megami Tensei exists. That's number 2 group of people. Number 3 group of people is the people who just are really into Pokedexing and trading. And what it seems to me what's happening is Pokemon is using their Legends games to experiment with those different facets of Pokemon. I don't think it's one audience. I think it's several audiences. I think your more hardcore gamers are into the battling. Jay, he really likes the battling. And so Pokemon Legends ZA is really honing in on the battling system. Whereas a game like Pokemon Arceus hones in on the Pokedex and the collecting and some of the lore, right? So I think that they're kind of exploring these different aspects of Pokemondom. And maybe, just maybe, here's the hope, is when the next gen comes around, they can put it all together and finally give us a package that doesn't run like a bag of assholes, that has new and interesting mons and an interesting world space, and has some interiors. I don't know.
I feel like they've had plenty enough time on the Nintendo Switch to do something pretty impressive Pokemon, and every time they don't do it. But I'm not like the target audience for that.
Man.
And I just see it as like people want bare minimum, but still want to pay $70, $60, $70, $80 for their Pokemon game. That's fine. But to me, that looks like about a $40 Pokemon game every time one comes out. And I'm like, they're charging $60 or $70 for that. So I could spend $60 or $70 on a Pokemon game, or I could spend $60 or $70 on something like a Xenoblade Chronicles game or some big, huge RPG that gives me everything. It gives me story, it gives me exploration, it gives me gameplay, it gives me, it gives me it gives me everything. And then my thing is, I want Pokemon to be the best they could be. And I get it. The fan base, at least most of them, are totally fine with what they're getting. And if that's you, that's cool.
Yeah.
But I can see the potential that Pokemon could have real greatness.
It could.
And I feel like Game Freak and Nintendo have gotten super, super comfortable with doing nothing of real effort to it. They just throw it out, put some new Pokemon in, and then that's it. Reuse a lot of assets. And that's about it. That's not good enough for me anymore.
I get it.
I've grown up.
It's always been.
And that's why I've liked Digimon more, because
I agree.
Digimon respected me and respected my time. And as I got older, it was a more serious story, more developed characters, more personality for the Digimon.
Here's what I'll tell you.
I felt like I was treated better with that. I don't feel like Pokemon has been treated well by Nintendo.
It hasn't,
and I think the fan base has gotten too comfortable. That's my opinion.
Not that they've gotten comfortable, buddy. It's always been this way. I hate to break it to you. It's always been that way. Pokemon, the games, have always been shit in terms of technically. Go back. Yes.
I disagree there. I don't. So, Jay would really take the means because you actually just called all the games. You just said they were all. I disagree.
And we lost all of our.
I do not. Like, dude, you have not played Pokemon XD Gala Darkness? This is the first time they touched in with a dark setting and a dark tone. And there were like dark, corrupted Pokemon that you had to catch and purify.
Don't assume. I'll tell you what I played. Don't assume. I'll let you know what I played. I played Pokemon. I played Pokemon Gold and Silver. So I played Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Sword, Shield, Scarlet Violet, Arceus. That's what I played. But I'm here to tell you that there was one of the games. There's a meme, 99 Lucamines. Lucamine is a gym trainer. And what Game Freak ended up doing is Game Freak, instead of programming Lucamine to just show up and appear whenever she was in a cutscene, they didn't know how to do that. So what they did is they literally had 99 Lucamines in that game world, and they would just walk onto the screen from out of frame whenever she was needed. But they had 99 separate models for Lucamine on the screen in that game world, booted up. Just like Pokemon Scarlet Violet. With Pokemon Scarlet Violet, the reason why that game runs so fucking terribly is in large part due to the fact that instead of just streaming the water as you get closer to it, all of the water in that gigantic world, something you don't need on fucking screen at all times, loaded in at all times, all of the water is loaded at all times because they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Which what you're saying is proving my point. The Pokemon games are in really bad, they need somebody else to come in, maybe somebody different than Game Freak, because Game Freak sounds like they don't even have passion for it anymore. So they need somebody else to come in and want to reinvent Pokemon and make it do something more special. Because it's like,
they don't have,
and I don't even believe that really makes sense, because isn't Game Freak making some big, huge, elaborate looking Souls-like that looks really, really cool? So how can they make that? They can figure that out.
No,
Pokemon, they can't. Buddy, that makes no sense.
They made a cutscene. They made a trailer. I'll believe that shit when it's playable. They made a trailer. They made a trailer with no gameplay.
No, I mean, yeah, you're right. We'll have to wait to see if that's actually real. But it's just like, look, that proves my point. It's like these issues shouldn't be happening in a modern Pokemon game, and fans should care more about it. It's like, if you love this brand, I would think you would want a polished, well-made, well-designed game, not like a game that looks like this. I mean, yes, you can have fun with it, but you can't sit there and tell me like this game is definitely worth the asking price when they didn't even really put the effort into it. I get that you're a fan of Pokemon. You want to catch all the Pokemon. You have nostalgia for Pokemon. I get that. But man, you got to take those glasses off. It's like, I want the franchise to be way better. I want the Pokemon games to be. I've got a Pokemon game in my head that if I could ever make that, if I was given the green light for it, and people got that Pokemon game, they would never want to go back to what they have now, Zoo. So never.
The first thing,
if I could make,
if you want that
game, would never want to play the Pokemon games you're playing right now.
So
you wouldn't.
Well, there's that Shin Megami Tensei. People that want a real game go play Shin Megami Tensei. That's what they do.
I know that. I mean, I feel like those franchises, and I know somebody said something about the reviews tanked when I mentioned Digimon. I'm sorry. I think Digimon is better.
But
it feels like
don't let Moscow make you feel bad. The views tank because it's fucking Halloween, and nobody got time to be watching two drunk old men.
Moscow want to be a Pokemon fanboy. Don't want to have to hear what I have to say. That's cool, dude. That's cool.
Moscow,
I ain't gonna fault anybody.
I promise you, Moscow's not a Pokemon fanboy. Moscow, I promise you that. I know Moscow's gaming days. He ain't playing fucking Pokemon. He ain't wasting his time on that shit. I promise you. So what I'll tell you, if you want a good Pokemon game, a good start would be finding an actual goddamn video game developer. That would be a start. Game Freak is not a video game developer. That is not.
No, they're not.
They
and I think the reason why I don't understand why Nintendo is stuck with him, it's like, are they stupid cheap? Or is it like you just don't want to pay somebody else to give them a crack at Pokemon? Like you let Ubisoft take a crack at Mario with Mario Rabbids. Why don't you let somebody else take a crack at Pokemon and make some kind of really cool Pokemon game that really freshen up? Like the most exciting thing that I've seen with Pokemon is this farming Animal Crossing Pokemon game. That looks like a fresh, cool, new idea. I like that. I
That
love
kiddo
the Pokemon
terrifies me.
Mystery Dungeon games. The Mystery Dungeon games are pretty freaking cool. That's nice, but
Yeah.
it's like the core basic Pokemon experience. I have been so tired of that. Like it really has not evolved much. The first few games I loved, but it just I don't know.
But
It
again,
doesn't have
to do
the heart
anything
and
more,
soul
to
in
do
it anymore to me.
anything more than
And
what you're getting now, you've got to have an actual game developer. Pokemon again, Game
yeah,
Freak is not a video game company. They have game developers that work for Game Freak, but that's not what they do. Game Freak is part of a conglomerate that is all part of the Pokemon brand. And so Game Freak's
yeah,
main thing that they do is they're really good at coming up with really interesting, cool Pokemon. They're good at that. The new Pokemon have all been fire. What we need is somebody with some fucking video game know-how to take Pokemon to that next level. And I volunteer Monolith Soft.
I know I might get some flack, but I guarantee y'all, like if you got a Pokemon game like you really should be getting, you would never want to go back to what you have now.
Give
You think what you have is fine, but what you could have, oh man,
give
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
give
if they come
a
out
big
with
part.
the Pokemon ZA with like the DLC on the cartridge or whatever, and all the updates to kind of maybe fix some of the problems on the cartridge, like they did with the other Pokemon releases with the DLC on it, I might pick it up,
There's
but
so
I'm
Phil.
not going to be walking into it with like, yeah, this is going to be the greatest Pokemon experience I ever had in my life. No, no,
There's
it probably isn't.
there's three groups of Pokemon players. Game Freak covers 1/3 of them. There's the group that cares about Pokédexing and collecting the new Pokemons. There's people that
Yeah,
care about the battling. There's people that want to see the new world spaces. We already have Game Freak that covers 1/3 of that. They can come up with the new Mons. Take Monolith Soft, let Monolith Soft build a world and build a battle system.
yeah,
And pair
get
them
them on it.
with the new Mons that Game Freak designs. And I
You could
fucking
literally
promise you
just
that would be a
You could literally just take somebody could take Xenoblade and mod it where your party members are all Pokemon with the sound effects and like powers or whatever, and play that game for like 10 minutes just battling as they're running around as Pokemon. Change that up, and there's you an idea for basic of what you can make as a Pokemon game. A beautiful, giant, massive open world.
yeah.
All these Pokemon like fighting each other and like cross battling, and
But none
it
of
would
that's going
blow
to happen.
people's
So
mind.
I have one ask. I humbly request that Nurse Joy not be standing outside healing your Pokemon outdoors. Can you at least give us some fucking interior spaces? It's my one. That's what I want.
What?
There's no interior.
You
There's
don't go
no
inside buildings anymore?
interiors, and I forget you don't play the new games. Yeah, okay, Scarlet Violet outside of gyms and like the school and like the final area, there are no interiors in that world space. There are no how outside of your house, your
I
neighbor's house,
that
gyms.
that is like worse than like the PS2 and the P like are you
No,
that's
there's
worse
no
than the
interior.
PS1, man.
There are
Like that makes
no
no sense.
interiors.
Like that's old. That's so basic game design. Like that should be and that's another thing. It should be embarrassing to put out a AAA first party
They
title
all live
like that.
outside.
And then that's just the quality. Like I've seen enough people grumbling about these things, and then that's why it's like comes up because I really used to never hear people complain about Pokemon, and I've been hearing it more frequently, at least for the Nintendo Switch life cycle. People have been getting increasingly upset about Pokemon, and a lot of these quality control issues and weird like you
I
could go
get
in
it. I
tons
get
of
it.
building in the Game Boy, the DS, the 3DS. Like so now you can't go into buildings. You just have to
No,
stay outside all the time.
very few. Yeah, they live outside with their Pokemon now.
That is just that's weird, bro.
The
But
fucking Pokemarts and
uh,
Pokemon centers are in the booths
when
outside.
it's like I see when and if I ever sat down to like stomach one of these modern Pokemon games, I'll probably make a note of a lot of that stuff and do my own review without like fanboy glasses on and be like, yeah, I and I'll just tell it straight. I'll say what I like about it and I'll say what I don't
Yeah,
like about it.
Sword Shield,
And
Sword Shield had interiors. Scarlet Violet did not.
oh, okay, well that's cool.
And
I would have actually got Sword and Shield had
has
I
interiors.
was able to get the one with the DLC on the expansion pass, but that has been out of print for a while and it's
It's
really
fun.
expensive.
No,
And
I mean it's a fun game. Scarlet Violet's very fun. It's very fun. What I've played of
I got
EA
that one.
so
I
far.
got that one with the
Yeah.
DLC on the cartridge, so
What I played so far
that'll
of
probably be.
what I played so far as EA is fun. There's things I don't like about it. I think the Pokemon could have been integrated into the city better. There are a few Pokemon outside the battle zones, but literally like having to go into a park and the parks are gated off with like this dog shit fucking holographic green alien gate that tells you
Yeah,
you're entering
I
the
saw
battle zone.
that. It looks so jarring. That's
It's so
definitely
jarring.
like the PS2 where it's a transition load screen
Yeah. Well,
barrier thing. I hate that. That's
like,
stupid.
yeah, it's very jarring. But the battle system is really fun. It's really intuitive and it's fast paced and it's interesting. The some
I didn't
side
like one
quests,
thing I didn't like about the change is I didn't like that you can just straight up KO any Pokemon and still catch it. Like that's weird.
that's a
Once you
quality.
K
So that's a quality of life increase. I disagree with it. It takes a lot of the strategy out. The whole strategy is you have to get that Pokemon as weak as possible without knocking it out. Otherwise, it's gone.
yeah.
And so,
Yeah. So they dumbed it down and now you can just walk through with an OP Pokemon and catch a bunch of Pokemon without and that also takes away from the ability to like sneak and move around because I saw you can sneak around and stuff,
no,
transfer over from Arceus. What's
well,
the point of doing that when you could just
here's the
come
point.
through with an overleveled Pokemon and catch everything?
Well, here's the point. The point is, I don't care how overleveled your Pokemon is. When you walk into a battle zone and the entire goddamn Pokemon park fucking ganks you like they're stealing your fucking lunch money on the way home from school, that Pokemon might fall because you're getting ganked by like 6 or 7 fucking mons at once that are beating your ass.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
And so you still want
That's
to sneak.
different.
You still want to be sneaky. But it's nowhere near as strategic in terms of you just hit that Pokemon, one shot it, and then catch it. I don't like that. So,
Yeah, I don't like that either.
so anyway,
That's a big turn on me.
let's see here.
Uh,
So then we got Rush Dog says, I predict you'll be picking up Hades 2 for Switch 2 this month. Yes. Yeah, Hades 2 absolutely getting picked up. Britt Barnes says, I'm having a late dinner. I'm having White Castle. Dude, White Castle sounds so good right now. Hamburgers in general sound really tasty. I just watched The Founder with fuck, I can't think of his name, but it's a good movie. But The Founder, which is about McDonald's and about the founder, like Ray Kroc and how he obtained McDonald's, they took some liberties with it. As a person in business, I kind of know that story kind of inside and out. So I kind of watched it with like a different eye. Kind of like me watching The Founder is like super eye patch wolf, like watching like the Iron Claw, the wrestling movie. And there's just shit you see that normal people they turn their brains off and go into the movies and they're just enjoy themselves. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that didn't fucking happen. That's not how that happened that way. What the fuck is that? That's bullshit. That's not what happened there. And so I was kind of doing that through the whole movie, but the movie's still good. You just got to turn your brain off a little bit more. It's a drama. It's not telling the true full story. There's a lot that the movie gets wrong, but yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know why I got off on that stint, but yeah, White Castle, yeah, hamburgers. Anyway, the original McDonald's hamburger makes my fucking mouth water. I'll never get to try it because it was like the 40s and 50s. But apparently, it was a good fucking burger, man. Apparently, it was a genuinely good fucking burger. Anyway, let's see. Angry Vigilante Show says, "Let's go. Is Zoo ready for some game key cards? LOL. Never. That is my line, Angry Vigilante. Never. I'll never own a game key card. Now they're trying like hell. what is it? You get, if you buy this Resident Evil set, you get 2 games for $10. Still not doing it. Final Fantasy's $40. These are good deals. I'm not going to say these aren't good deals and these aren't the way to market game key cards. Sell them for what they're worth, next to nothing. That's how you sell game key cards. Sell them for what their actual value is, which is fucking nothing. But we're not there yet. We're at $10. It needs to be at 0. Honestly, I'm so ideologically opposed to game key cards, I wouldn't even take a free one. So it's the anti-Switch 2. I wouldn't even.
Me too.
No, I don't want it. I'll do with it what I do with codes like the Mega Man Legacy Collection that has the added code that gives you the 4 shitty games. Goes in the fucking trash. That's where code in boxes go to. So if you put a code in a box that's digital content, it goes in the fucking trash bin. That literally happened. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I got the Mega Man Legacy Collection that gives you Mega Mans 1 through 6. I looked at that fucking code that was in the box where the manual should fucking be, that gives you Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10, the shitty ones, and it went right in the fucking trash can. That's a true story. That's a true fucking story. That's what happens to game key cards. Same thing. It's e-waste. So, you know what happens to waste? It goes in the fucking bin. Anyway, key card ran over. Phil, got anything, Dad? Would you take a free game key card?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Good answer.
No.
Good answer.
I'd just toss that thing. I'd give it to my cat to knock around and play with and watch her get her and then take a video of it and say, this is what happens to all game key cards. Become pet toys.
Let's see here. We got something to do. I would need to do something with it besides play it. I'm not ever sticking a game key card in my fucking Switch 2 ever. That's like sticking your dick in an STD hole. It's not fucking happening. No way.
Oh my gosh, too. That was very inappropriate.
It's Liquor Live on Halloween. Fuck, people are here for it.
I know that. I was not expecting that. It almost triggered my gag reflex. Oh my gosh.
It was 4. And again, we just lost half the viewership with that one. Perfect. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what you get. We apologize for this old man, dirty old man.
Absolutely not. Game key cards are like STDs. They're both horrible.
Oh gosh.
Imagine a fucking chasm filled with STDs. You're not sticking anything in that hole. I don't care if it's your hand. I don't care. Yeah.
You're making me throw up my dinner,
in
man.
This cavern, I'll make it more appropriate. That's a cavern, and it's full of STDs. No, I don't know what my Switch is going to get if I stick that game key card in my Switch. I don't know what it's going to do to it. I don't trust it. I don't fucking trust that shit. Like, imagine like the ladies are trying to date a guy. The guy's like, hey, I got genital warts, but it's probably okay. It's not happening, man. That's game key cards.
Only you would make this analogy.
Answer that.
Only you would make this comparison. You are drunk.
I am drunk. That's the whole point of the fucking show.
You are drunk, sir.
Be drunk with me.
Somebody needs to clip this part where he's saying this ridiculous crap. It's so good.
Clip it. It's going to be up forever. So, well, you can, but let's see.
Yeah, clip it though, so people could find it easy.
Yeah. Game key cards are like STDs. I stand behind that. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants them. Anyway. Let's see. Brooke Barnes says, no, it was not Animal Crossing. I just thought I would give my OLED to my sister for Christmas and then go on and ask for a Switch too. That sounds good, man. Hell yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah. And then and here's the cool thing about that, Brooke. Now you're not getting rid of your OLED because keep your old system. Definitely keep you definitely want to keep the original Switch. You don't want to get rid of that. Let's see. All this talk of companies not doing physical releases for the Switch 2, but no mention of the tiny indie studio Bethesda that has to keep releasing a 15-year-old game to stay afloat. Yeah, Bethesda's really struggling in Moscow. Like, man, They just, what is it, Oblivion Remastered, which is just nothing but fucking Unreal Engine 5 spaghetti code. And then Skyrim fucking Smart Fridge Edition. Is that the new thing? It's like Skyrim on your fucking smart fridge now?
Have you noticed every company that's owned by Microsoft has been like watered down to nothing? It's like having the most delicious soda, and now it's just been watered down so much it tastes yuck. It just tastes yuck, and it's so sad. Like them being bought by Microsoft is the worst blow to their core companies.
Dude, I'm a Morrowind lover, and even though there's not much happening on that front right now, we have been in a little bit of a drought as far as Morrowind modding for some reason. Probably because everybody's fucking tired after that gigantic Grasping Fortune release. But they'll get to it. They'll get to it. We're looking at Poison Song probably early next year, by spring. But just looking at that game world and what Bethesda created, and looking at what they do now, it's fucking sad, man. It makes me genuinely sad.
Yeah.
Like, but they were watering down before Microsoft. Moscow's right about that. Bethesda was watered down before Microsoft. Yeah, we can't put.
Well, I just mean, at least they were giving you physical games. Now that they're under Microsoft, they won't even do that.
No, you're right. Let's see here. Then we got. Let's see. I'm playing Dead Cells right now, Keithius says, LG. Dead Cells is so good, Keithius. What do you think of it? Yeah, tell everybody what you think of it. Moscow says, you got to start pinging me the Discord when the streams start. YouTube never notifies me. I don't know why YouTube is such rotten shit with that. I thought everyone, but I could have fucked up and made it.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's terrible with notifying. But I thought everyone, but I'll try to ping I'll try to do better about that. Who knows? Apologies on that, man. Let's see here. We already did that one. Doing well, Phil. Rush Dog says, I handed out candy tonight. Currently nervously watching the Blue Jays. So I'm being kept away from kids tonight because they don't want to get my fucking lung death that I'm fucking dragging, breathing all over everything. So I am cordoned downstairs, and the girlfriend is handling candy upstairs while I stay here in exile. But hopefully by tomorrow, I'm doing good. I'm doing really well. I'm not dying and coughing from this conversation. So I think I'm actually out of quarantine tomorrow, which is exciting for me. You don't know how fucking stir crazy I am right now. Switch or no. You have no idea how stir crazy I've been. Like, Brick Barnes says, I thought it might run Dreamlight Valley better too. It runs a lot of games better, so that wouldn't surprise me if it did. If it's at all uncapped, it'll run better. Now, if it capped frame rates in order for performance things, it'll run the same until it gets an update. But a lot of companies are putting those updates out, so you got a good shot. Moscow says, I can't imagine buying a new Pokemon. There it is, Phil. I can't imagine buying a new Pokemon game in 2025. Well, Moscow, there are about 30 million people. There's about 23 to 30 million people every time it fucking comes out that disagree with you. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying that there's a lot of Pokemon fans still.
No, I mean, if they're so content with the way it is, then so be it. But I've gotten to the point where it's like, I want every game series to be the best it can be. I don't want to be complacent with just what they throw out to me. But I'm the minority in that. And you know what? That's okay. If I'm the only one that wants my favorite franchises or IPs that I grew up with as a kid to be the best they can be over than just bare minimum, then I'll be on that hill alone.
Hey,
I mean,
you know what? You know what he wants, chat? He wants them to be the very best, like no one ever was.
To catch them is my quest.
To train them is my cause. Yeah, I know the fucking song. Anyway, let's see here.
The song says it, so Nintendo has to do it by law. They have to.
Let's see. To be frank, there's nothing wrong with the game having old graphics. Look at the games that get streamed most often on this channel, for example. Yeah, we need to get back to that. Moscow was just messed.
I mean, that's true, but those are old games with old graphics. This is a new game with old graphics. That doesn't really translate good. That's actually kind of bad.
Also, Moscow, I have to agree with Phil on this. So the Morrowind that I run looks better than Pokemon ZA.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. With all the mods and the updates.
My Morrowind runs.
I mean, you can mod those games. Mod those old games. You can make them way better. You can put so much life into them.
My Morrowind looks.
You can't really mod the new Pokemon. At least not yet.
Let's see here. But I was saying we're gonna get back to streaming. We're gonna get back to streaming Morrowind. So here was the thing. Here's what I was trying to do, guys. It wasn't because I suddenly decided fuck Morrowind. I don't care about Morrowind. That's not what happened. Two things happened. Number one, I got back into reviewing other games that aren't Morrowind. I got back into reviewing. So that happened. And so I have another channel for that, just so I don't put that on this channel. Number two is that I was waiting for Poison Song because I really want to play an Endorial build. But it looks like Poison Song got delayed. And so I don't think I can go until this spring without touching Morrowind. So it's bound to have. The third thing that happened is that character I was playing for the lore throughs, a couple mods, OAAB for some reason, OAAB, and my birth signs mod broke in the middle of playing that. So I don't have my birth sign bonuses. And a lot of the OAAB equipment is having like the big yellow error. I got that fixed, but not for that game. So that character, it was death by overmodding is what happened. Basically, there was a mod update and it broke that character. And so that kind of made me sit there. I was really feeling that character build. I was really excited about that lore through. And it's just one of those moments where I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the giant yellow exclamation mark that should be some guy's head because he's wearing a helmet that isn't supported anymore. And I'm like, fuck this. That's what happened, though. And so I got it fixed. I had to take some time away because it pissed me off so much. It derailed something that I was really excited about and proud of, which was my lore through series. Because of these fucking mod problems that pop up. It's just, no, I'm not saying that's part of the experience, brothers. And sister, it's part of the experience to play in Morrowind is you're going to break your fucking saves. And that's what I did. But you got to get back on the horse eventually, and we're getting close. I promise you that. If not by next weekend, I'll be surprised. It might even be this weekend. So we're going to get back on the Morrowind horse in soonish. And,
yeah, we got to get some games under.
And we also got to get. I also got to get back to me and Phil's series, playing some of these other spooky games because they're really cool. Cyberpunk. We got to bury Jackie, man. Poor fucking Jackie's been in fucking cold storage for how long now?
Weeks, couple months, maybe months.
He's been in cold storage for a while. We got to get back to those 8-hour fucking Cyberpunk marathons.
I know, right? Your girlfriend's gonna kill you, but it's got to be done.
Yeah,
you got a job to do.
She'll live. I'm not too worried about her right now. She's the reason I'm in the fucking lower level of the house right now. So, like,
you just have to tell her. You just have to go. I don't feel good. I think I should stay down here and play more. That might do it. Just pretend. Hey, Hey, if I want to play more games, just pretend like I never got better, right?
Yeah.
Keithia says, Game Freak's new IP beast of reincarnation looks interesting. It looks interesting. Let's see how it plays. That's what I'll tell you, Keith.
Yeah.
Just like I told Phil. Let's see how it plays. Again, I just
don't be deceiving. It looks good, but for the longest time, nobody believed that Black Myth Wukong was a real game.
That's true.
I was watching that game before most people even knew it existed. I was watching a couple years before, like really early stuff.
nobody believed that game was real, and then it came out. So
don't take
we'll
my
see,
word
Game
for it,
Freak.
Prometheus.
We'll see.
Well, I'm just some fucking old man, so that don't take me too seriously. But what I will tell you, you can't take me too seriously, as Twitter tells me. You can't take me too seriously. But what I will tell you is I encourage you strongly to go research Game Freak and what kind of a company they actually are. And once you actually do the deep dive on Game Freak, you'll be like, oh, that's why it is like it is. Okay. That's why they is what they is. Okay. So it's a real moment when you figure out that they're literally they're a merch company. They are largely a merch company. They're part of a 1/3 of a gigantic, the largest merchandise company in the world. And games are only one fraction of what they do. It's one fraction of what those three companies do. It's not their focus. Let's see. No interiors. Pokemon is officially less advanced than Fallout 1. Yeah, there's no interiors. Nurse Joy's in a fucking booth outside. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, let's see. Brooke Lawrence says I bought Scarlet and Violet. I played for a while and just was not sure of it. But then I've not bought another Pokemon game since. I had fun with Scarlet Violet, despite the magical fucking things that happened during a playthrough. Like the absolute magical things that happen. Like just a cry. There's one time where I was in town and then all of a sudden my character is underwater on like the other side of the map that I didn't even have access to. And then the game crashed. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I'm under the
That's
water.
cool. 7 out of 10, too much water, IGN.
Too much. Well, no, literally. So in the case of Scarlet Violet, that's the reason the game runs bad. It literally is. They were right, but they were right 2 games later, 2 generations later. There is truly too much water in Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Truly. That's a prophecy. Brooke Barnes says, I've seen the Founder a few times. It was okay. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. My problem with the Founder is I couldn't turn my brain off and kept saying, that's bullshit. That's not how that happened. Like, so a lot of people don't know the McDonald's brothers, like the movie did this all shucks shit with the McDonald's brothers made them to be like these all shucks country boys, these good natured country boys, and they weren't. They were killers too, man. They just got outmaneuvered by Ray Kroc because what the McDonald's brothers was they didn't want to do any help to grow the company, to expand the franchises. Ray Kroc did all that fucking work. And they basically they were viewing that like rent, like landlords. They wanted passive income. They weren't super ambitious, where Ray Kroc was ambitious. Now, I'm not saying there's any bad guys or good guys in the story. Ray Kroc was a shyster who literally fucking cut them out of the history of the company and literally declared that they weren't the founders. That was wrong. That was fucking wrong. But but that movie paints a picture like Ray Kroc was like the sole antagonist there. And that's just not the way it was. The whole thing about like the 0.5% royalty in perpetuity, that also isn't true. Actually, what happened was Ray Kroc offered them, it's either $2 million buyout, so they had $1 million each back in those days, which was big money. That was an unheard of deal. He either offered them that or they got the 0.5 in perpetuity, not both. And it was one or the other that the brothers demanded. They said, you either give us $1 million tax-free after taxes each, or you give us the 0.5 in perpetuity. You have to give us one or the other. Ray Kroc raised the money. It cost him $10 million in having to pay back those loans. Cost him $10 million to come up with that $2 million. He paid them, and then they used that money to invest in McDonald's. And so the McDonald's brothers, in particular, they made a lot of money by buying shares of the brand new McDonald's Corporation. So in a way, they got super, super rich anyway. They just did it the other way around. They used some of the money to buy some shares, and they bought a lot of shares. So that's just some of the shit that people don't know, right? That the movie doesn't present. Because again, they present the McDonald's brothers as these good old boys, all shucks. They give you this all shucks shit. And it's only half the story, man. Like there were no good guys in that. Like with many business transactions, there were no good guys. There was a couple of fucking landlords and there was a fucking greedy business head. And they battled and the business shyster won. Let's see here. Bethesda was watered down before Microsoft. Yep, correct. Dead Cells is fantastic. One of my top 10 favorite games of all time. Keith Yasin goes on to say, in 2019, I lost my mom to cancer. After she passed away, I started watching a lot of streamers play Dead Cells. It got me through a lot of my grief playing Dead Cells. Dude, that means a lot. Yeah. Everybody has a game like that kind of gets you through that hard time. Yeah. 100%.
And we're sorry for your loss, brother. We're sorry for your loss.
Absolutely. I can't imagine what it's.
And that's why video games, why it makes me so mad when these publishers, the people that own the IPs, they treat video games like they're nothing but way to make money. And I get it. Yes, you create this thing, you make money, but it's a work of art. It means something to people. And for you to just treat them so poorly and not properly protect the IP from being like lost, data lost, the game code's lost, it's a tragedy that shouldn't happen. And me and Zoo were talking that they should, after they release the game, they make the money for it, and it's not really making money anymore. It should go in a vault. It should be properly protected, sealed up, and unless they're going to bring it back for a remaster or whatever, they can't touch it.
So that's idea, how it should be. So pretty much, my idea for that was like movies have. So movies have a thing that the government instituted it. But all of the movie studios pay into this thing. And basically what it is it's a preservation thing. They pay to maintain it. And it's a place to basically put all of their works for future preservation. And not everything is worthy of preservation. I'm not saying that. And over time, some things get whittled out and some things don't. But it's a way to ensure that, because here's the thing, when you're making a game, nobody knows when they're making the next Super Mario Brothers. Nobody knows when they're in the next Metal Gear Solid or Final Fantasy VII. Nobody knows when they're going to do that. They'll tell you they think. I mean, everybody thinks their game's going to be successful, but nobody knows just what games are going to be that's of that significance. So my idea was video game publishers, they got so much goddamn fucking money that they can pull bullshit like they pull. Why not take some of that money and put it behind a preservation effort? And basically make their version of like the American Film Institute, right? Where you vault these games, and everybody pays a little bit to maintain that, so that they always have access to this database of their materials. It's basically everybody kind of collectively pays to safekeep it for them.
I'm honestly
and
surprised.
The government helps. Yeah,
that wasn't already done years ago. Like I don't understand why that wasn't ever created.
Because they don't care.
Like that makes no sense.
Because they don't give
no
a shit.
sense.
Music cares. Sports cares. Movies care. Television cares. Video games don't view themselves as art. They have a low opinion.
I know, which is weird because video games have, in a lot of aspects, surpassed movies. Video games became a juggernaut. And in the 90s, early 2000s, it was just kind of a joke. People made fun of it. Oh, video games going to rob your brain. And then it just kind of blew up and became like one of the biggest forms of entertainment. And they still don't care.
Well, but I mean, Phil, people still make fun of us. People still make fun of gaming. I go in my office, and maybe it's just because I'm some fucking old man, but maybe when I go in my office and I can talk about movies with my coworkers, I can talk about film, I can talk about sports or television or books. If I talk about video games, I get stared at like I got a fucking cyclops eye in the middle of my forehead. There is a stigma. I can't stress this to gamers enough. There is still a fucking stigma on this hobby, and a lot of it's y'all's fault. I'm just going to tell you. And I'm not talking to my audience as much as I'm talking to gamers and I say y'all, talking to us, gamers. There is a stigma on this hobby. There absolutely is. People still view gaming as that fucking thing that dorks do. It is making more money than ever because it's milking more people than ever. It is more accepted than it's ever been. It is still not on the same level of respect as film or books or movies. Now, I disagree with that. I think that video games should be respected. In fact, I think that video games are this magical, amazing thing. It is a culmination of every type of entertainment medium we have. It combines books and movies. It combines all of these things, and it allows you to be the actor on the stage in that fucking presentation.
Yeah.
Honestly,
yeah,
it's the pinnacle of entertainment in a lot of ways. So the question becomes, why isn't it perceived that way? Why is it that when I go to the office, I can talk about everything but video games? Why is that? And
It's a shame.
I do think that gamers and the way they act, both online and in real life, are a big part of that. I'm sorry. I do. That's not a popular take in gaming communities, that gamers are kind of socially maladjusted a lot of the times. But if you could see some of the interactions I have on Twitter, if you could fucking see them, man. Like there's many times with gamers that I walk away from fucking Twitter combos like, holy shit, have these people ever had a social interaction in their goddamn life? It doesn't seem like it. It sure doesn't. You know, Phil, what do you think? I mean,
yeah, I mean, I think you're right. There's a lot of people out there that are just, they are so just far gone when it comes to like their favorite like game or IP or whatever. They got to go out and champion for it. It's like, do you ever like get off social media? Do you ever like go outside? Are you just at your keyboard 24/7, just like gaming and chilling for this game that you bought all the loot boxes for and this and that? It's like it's kind of wild how people will go out and just, and I don't really see people do that for movies. I mean, maybe you got people like their favorite team, like, oh, I hate your football team or whatever. But I mean, that's just like, you know, that's so isolated. But with gaming, it is like intense. Some of these people
nobody better talk about Columbia TriStar like that. Your ass is grass. Like, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You don't have Columbia TriStar defenders. Like, sports, you kind of get that. Sports gets heated. Sports gets fucking heated. You don't have any Herman Melville defenders. What the fuck you say about Moby Dick, bitch? The fuck did you say about that?
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Herman Melville. Like, you don't get that. I mean, you say anything against Miyamoto, if you're doing anything on Twitter except sucking Miyamoto's cock, you're getting fucking killed. You're getting smeared.
Yeah.
Man. So it is.
I'm surprised my video about telling Hamaguchi to shut up, pretty much stop talking. I'm surprised that didn't like flip out and people start flipping out on me on my YouTube video. Unfortunately, that video didn't get any traction. It got like 35 views, so it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Well,
but yeah,
and it's why
I fully expect when I share my opinion, most of the time I expect people to come at me.
And that's some of it. Some of it is tribalism around game companies and games. Some of it is the weird, like, aggressive, show me your e-peen attitude that a lot of gamers have that just scares off anybody fucking normal. Do you know what I mean when I say e-peen?
What?
Okay, so e-peen is it's a term I use. It's electronic penis is what it is. And so basically you're showing off your e-peen. And what I mean by that is, like, you literally get in conversations with people that are like, show me your fucking achievements, right? And it's just like, bro, it's video games. Like, who gives a shit? And no, apparently a lot of people like, no, show me how many games you complete this year. Show me your fucking achievements list, bitch. And it's like, this is not how people talk. You'll never see that movie. How many fucking movies you watch this year? You're not a real watcher. If you didn't watch fucking 40 movies in theaters this year, you're not a fucking watcher. Fuck out of here, you poser. Like,
yeah, like, how many books you read?
How many books? Yeah, you're not a reader.
You're not in a book club. So, you're not sophisticated enough. You can't read books anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not saying there's not a place for that. I get that there's a lot of fake ass people that are in this hobby. That's
Yeah.
any hobby. But at the same time, like this is literally gatekeeping new customers. There, people don't want any part of that. People don't want any part of that shit. People run away.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm almost ready for myself to leave because I'm so tired of going on socials and just another depressing video game news story. And it's like I'm almost at the point. It's like, look, if this whole industry is gonna crash, can we just speed it up already? Because I've got my popcorn bucket and I'm just sitting there ready to watch it all fall apart. At this point,
you have to
because I'm just so over it. It's so ridiculous. It's like it should have never got to this point. Like I don't understand how it got here. And I'm with you. We're in like what'd you say it is, the Bernstein or Barnstein world.
So that
we
was,
want to
yes,
go back
I
to
used
the
that
other one.
example in the Gamers the Worst Customers video. And so basically imagine, so there's this concept called the Mandela effect, right? And basically the Mandela effect is this idea that like it's almost like you remember it, except something is a little different. I'll give you the example from my life that I always like to go to, and then I'll get into the Berenstain Bears, which is the most common example utilized. So in my original universe, there was something called Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. Now, I distinctly have memories of these Bomb Pops. These were Bomb Pops that were tropical flavored. They were dark purple at the top, they were whitish in the center, and they were like a light purple at the bottom and a bluish white in the middle. They were called Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. Now, there's another one that me and Phil share called Undercover Bears that aren't as dire. Undercover Bears were a type of oatmeal that were sold in Hostess stores in the early 90s, and they were discontinued. Now, the thing here is you can find records of Undercover Bears. You can find pictures of the boxes. You can find people reminiscing about them. I'm going to take you to the Twilight Zone now. I remember Lilo and Stitch Edition Bomb Pops. My mom remembers Lilo and Stitch Edition Bomb Pops. We would literally pack freezers full of them because me and my sister loved them so much. My sister remembers Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. Type in Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. Just type it in. Just type it in your search bar. In this shitty Berenstain universe, there are no Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. They don't exist. I can't find a single picture of a box. I can't find one person that even fucking remembers trying them. I can't find it. You go on the website for Bomb Pops, it's not listed as a discontinued item. They don't fucking exist. They're not fucking real. Except I have detailed memories that I share with other people that know about Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops. That's the Mandela effect. Basically, that somehow, some way, I went to sleep in my awesome Berenstein Bears universe, where the Berenstein Bears were called the Berenstein Bears, and Nintendo is in the 12th year of the fucking Nintendo Switch 1, putting out a sequel to like fucking Luigi's Mansion 4 right now. And the world has a wonderful economy, and there aren't massive trade disagreements, and there's not war everywhere. And somehow I woke up and somehow in my sleep I shifted into this fucking shitty, no physical game key card, no Lilo and Stitch Bomb Pops, fucking world on fire Berenstain universe. And now I'm fucking stuck here with you people.
Everybody, while he's been talking, I've been on here looking, and he's right. You cannot find these anywhere.
They're not in your universe, you can't.
All it
Not
does
the
is pull up
Berenstain
Funko
universe, you can't.
Pops and
Yeah,
So
it's not
that's
here.
how I feel. Like, that's how I feel about the state of the world and gaming. I feel like I have to have been shifted from my fucking good universe into the shitty universe with you folks, because I just can't imagine the people being as complacent and lackadaisical and stupid as these gamers over here are. Like, it's fucking crazy to me, the shit that gamers tolerate. And so that's so I feel like I don't belong. I do feel like I'm in the wrong fucking universe. I absolutely feel that, man. And I just want to go home and taste some fucking bomb pops again. I just want to taste some Lilo. I want to eat some undercover bears and some Lilo and Stitch bomb pops while playing Luigi's Mansion 4 on my Nintendo Switch. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's rabbit hole over. You learned about the Mandela effect if you learned nothing else from this drunk ass stream. Real genuine thing. Genuine thing. Let's see. When we are getting the 48-hour Elder Scrolls Adventure Redguard stream, that's what real fans want. Oh, you're not going to make me play Redguard, are you, Moscow? Please don't make me do that. That game is fucking terrible. That game has some awesome ideas in it. The world building, you could argue Morrowind's unique alien world building and world crafting started with Redguard. That's basically where Kirkbride started. But, oh, that game is that game is ants at a picnic. I don't want to play it. If you can get enough people worked up on the bar enough to make me play it, I'll play it. But I don't want to play that fucking game. Don't make me do it. Let's see here. So, Angry Vigilante says, I can understand some people had fun with Legends ZA, but this is honestly the first Pokemon game I could not finish. I got 17 hours into it and I had to tap out. I just found it boring. Yeah, and I'm hearing that from more than you're not the only one that says that, Angry. I've heard other people say that too, for real. So you're not alone in that. And I do think this is the most pushback I've ever seen Pokemon get. I'll give you that. I've never, and part of it I feel like is the overall negativity toward Nintendo. We're gonna get more into that here in a little bit. I got a story that's gonna piss you all off on what Nintendo's up to lately.
He shared with me earlier, and I was like, God. That is wild.
That pisses me off. But part of it is the overall negativity hurled at Nintendo, not all of which is undeserved, I will say. But a lot of it is just people are fucking sick of Pokemon shit. I do get that impression. There's a lot of people that weren't sick of their shit that's sick of their shit now. Let's see here. Moscow Master said, someone taking over a company and forcing themselves to be called the founder is horrible. So glad that doesn't happen anymore. Cough. And Rush Talk follows up with that with, you know who else bought their way into being named a founder of a company they didn't found? Elon Musk with Tesla. Oh, don't get me started on Elon Musk. Please don't. That fucking rodeo clown. That fucking used car salesman rodeo clown. Don't get me started on that guy. Like that fucking Temu Tony Stark. Yes, Tony Stark. No, yeah, the myth of Elon Musk and the actual man Elon Musk. I'll tell you what Elon Musk is. Elon Musk is a fucking clinic on myth building. He is a fucking clinic on how to build a brand and a myth around somebody. Because, and I think a lot of it has kind of petered out, which always happens. Like, if I could get in a DeLorean and go back in time and give Elon Musk one piece of advice he wouldn't listen to because I'm just some fucking old man, what I would tell him is to not get political, because anytime you get political, I don't care what side you're on. He could have come on the Democrat side. He came in on the Republican side. The moment you get political, half the country hates you now. And so literally the moment he got into politics heavy, half the country, the mythos around him vanished with half the country. And so if he's Elon Musk, to me, is a guy who desperately wants to be liked, and he's a guy that's trying to build his own simulacrum. Like, if you look at interviews of Elon Musk, he was bullied a lot as a kid. He had a horrible childhood. There's one bully that literally about beat him to death, pushed him downstairs. He had to spend time in the hospital. And then he actually got home from being bullied, almost bullied to death. And then his dad bullied him. And so his whole thing, whether it's going to Mars or whether it's building and buying Twitter and building that for himself, it's all been his way to kind of escape this shitty Berenstain reality and build his own simulacrum. It's what we're all trying to do to some extent, man. That's why we play video games. It's why everybody's building a simulacrum around themselves. And Elon Musk actually is a failed simulacrum builder. Is kind of how I view Elon Musk. So he tried to do it in Twitter. He bought Twitter because he didn't want to be bullied on there anymore. And then people still bullied him on Twitter. And they decided, okay, maybe I'll escape and get to Mars eventually by getting into government and politics. They joined the president's cabinet, and then the president started to bully him too. And now he's just checked out of everything. Now he's just trying to go to Mars, man. The poor guy's just trying to make it to Mars. I get it. And just trying not to be bullied by everybody. And the problem with people like Elon Musk is people like Elon Musk that are just awkward like that, they kind of exist to be bullied, if you know what I mean. Like, I watched a video game stream that guy did, and he's sitting there he's just trying to, like, he's not even doing anything wrong at this point. He's just trying to play a fucking video game like Elden Ring. And he's on, like, his plane testing his Starlink out, and people are like, you suck. You don't have any friends. You're going to die alone. Like, he's being bullied on his own fucking video game live stream. And so he disconnects. And so I think there's a lot to Elon Musk. I think it's a cautionary story about the dangers of trying to build a simulacrum and failing. If that makes any sense to anybody, I don't know. It half makes sense to me. I'm drunk. Who fucking knows? I'm just some fucking old man. Don't take me seriously. Anyway, let's see here. Anyway, thoughts, Phil?
I don't got no thoughts about that. So
Right. That's just kind of a rundown of like all of my thoughts about that guy vomiting out. But he's again, it's myth building. It's the myth versus the man. And the myth is always more interesting than the man. Always. At the heart of all of us is just somebody who wants to live and wants to go through life and not be bullied and be left alone. And we often don't get that, you know. Let's see here. Moscow Master says, Gen Z person here. That stigma is starting to decline somewhat, at least where I live in my generation. I talk about games with my brother-in-law at family gatherings, for example. And part of that, you're right, Moscow. Part of that might be that I'm in the office with a bunch of fucking old men that are even older than I am. Like, that are real old men. Like, so the average person in my office is like in their 50s. And so maybe they're just not hip with the video games. So that could be what I'm seeing there, but none of them, they don't know shit about any of this. They don't know jack shit. And like, I have a girlfriend who can't tell you the first thing about a video game. She doesn't know if it's not called Silent Hill 3, she doesn't fucking know or care. Like, somehow that fucking game is the one that hooked her, and everything else is like, which is ironically a game I haven't.
What did you think about the Silent Hill remakes?
It's just Silent Hill 3. She does not know nor care about Silent Hill larger. It's Silent Hill 3. It's a game she played like a long time ago with her brother, and she loves it. Like, it's Silent Hill 3. Only Silent Hill 3. I'm not kidding.
Well, if they remake that, she's probably going to have a conniption fit.
Oh, well,
she'll make you buy a PS5 to play it.
She'll be joining us online.
She'll make you
for that. Yeah, like, yeah.
She'll make you buy a PS5 to play that. She's like, you're buying a PS5.
Well, I would do that, and she's gonna and she will be live streaming that game. I'm gonna make her live stream it for my channel, and I'll immediately get to 1,000 subscribers because that's how that works.
I'll be like, she'll be like, I'm not going on for your nerd friends.
You're absolutely going on. You're absolutely going on and playing Silent Hill 3 for my friends. You're absolutely doing that, and not just the friends here, but the friends that are going to be made. Because the channel will immediately go to 1,000 because she's far more interesting than I am. But anyway,
she'll probably sit there and point out all the things they changed. Like, this is crap. Why did they change this?
I'm sure. No, that for some reason it's that game and only that game. And other than that, she's not big on. Oh, and Sonic the Hedgehog. But that's a funny story. Like, we played that for about a half hour. We played Sonic Mania for about a half hour, and then she just kind of looked up at me, and I'm like, okay, you beat a boss. Keep going. She's like, no, I'm done. I'm like, you're done? She's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, okay. So, let's see here. He continues, says, in general, though, gaming won't become a normalized thing till people in the chat of the Game Awards stop going feral the second they see a woman on screen or going to bat for Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to give the Nintendo defenders that much shade. I think that's part of it. I think the weird defense of billion-dollar corporations is definitely a part of it. It's weird. You don't see it, like Phil said, in any other industries. The way any woman is treated when they come into the space, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine the same scenario? It's like, you're a girl, you don't read books. You're a girl, you don't watch movies. You're a girl, you don't watch. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you apply that to different things, it just sounds so bad. So when people say you're a girl, you don't really play video games, it's like if it sounds bad there, it's gonna sound bad when you apply it to anything.
And that's if they're lucky, and if the entire chat doesn't become sex pests. That's if they're lucky. Yeah. They get you girls will play games.
It's so bad that people behave like that. It's like who cares? People just want to enjoy what they want to enjoy. Why you got to gatekeep? Why is everything got to gatekeep? And why do you have to be such a fanboy?
I've actually been in a
to
lot
where
of
you can't take.
Been in a lot of fights this week about gatekeeping. I fucking hate it because again, I am an advocate for gaming's growth. And you know how you don't grow gaming? By gatekeeping. That's how you don't grow the hobby. So, always hated gatekeeping. There actually are people who say you aren't actually into reading if you don't read as much as them. I never want to meet those people. It's kind of hilarious, but also really sad. Yeah, that's somebody that needs to be punching their dick. That's ridiculous.
Well, then they're not really reading for fun. They're reading for bragging rights, which is really sad. That's got to be one of the saddest things. Who are you going to brag that? Like you're going to go to your like old woman book club? It's like, I read 15 books this week.
No, I make fun of hardcore gamers a lot, but hardcore readers is another level like that. Like
that is like
the tragedy.
That's like 20 cat ladies just hanging out in a room. It's like, oh my god,
the absolute tragedy of the hardcore reader. Let's see your book count, bruh. You read any books this summer, bruh? Let's see your summer reading list, bruh. Throw it out there, bruh. I'm right here for fucking throw down, bruh. Like I would pay to see that, honestly. I would pay to see readers shit talk each other and fucking EP check each other like fucking gamers do. That's a South Park episode. It's a fucking episode of South Park. Yeah. Yeah, have you even read To Kill a Mockingbird, bruh? If you haven't read To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm ready to throw down right now, bruh. No, I'll throw you one better. If you read The Count of Monte Cristo, you haven't even touched Count of Monte Cristo, bruh. I'm right here. It's only 1,200 pages, bruh. Throw it at me.
Oh,
nope, I'm back.
Nope,
I knocked the mic thing out again. So can you hear me?
He knocked the mic thing out.
Yeah, no, he's okay. Cool. Everybody can hear me then. All right. Anyway, so yeah, hardcore reader South Park episode I need to see. Let's see here. All I found was popsicle molds for Lilo and Stitch. I'm shocked you found that. The other one is Winnie the Pooh. The one Amber remembers that apparently there's no record of is Winnie the Pooh Tiger Tails. So there was a popsicle that was orange and grape. It was called Tiger Tails, like after the tiger character. Apparently that's another one that just blinked out of existence when we shifted over to this universe. So, Tiger Tails. It's always the fucking popsicles for some reason. Anyway, let's see here. Moscow Master says, if you won't play Redguard, what about Kirkbride's most successful game? Minecraft story mode? Did Kirkbride write that? Wow. Okay. Yeah. I like Minecraft, so yeah, I'd play that. Maybe someday on stream we'll watch a Let's Play. We'll watch some other poor bastard play through Redguard. And I'll just commentate on it. That'll be the in between. That'll be the I'll meet you in the middle, Moscow. We'll let's watch some other poor bastard play it. That's what we'll do. Let's see. Without the use of the word bra, these are all actual things I have seen people claim about reading. Oh my god. That's hilarious. Actually bring up those books. That's awesome. That's fucking great. And yes, Kirkbride was one of the main writers for Story Mode. Wow. Okay, Phil, we're gonna make that happen. So Minecraft Story Mode. That's on the agenda now.
I mean, you can enjoy that. Go for it.
It's Michael Kirk.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know who that is.
That's the lead writer on Morrowind.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He's just not a buy. You can tell.
You gotta remember the Morrowind noob. Okay, so don't get all like, how do you not know that? That's like, dude, come on.
You don't know who Kirkbride is? I'm ready to fucking throw down, bro. You better watch your ass, bro.
Let's go.
I'm right here, bro. You want to do something, bro? I'm right here, bro. So yeah, be careful of those hardcore Morrowinders. Did I hear somebody refer to an Outlander not as a Swit or Inwa? I'm ready to throw down right fucking now, bro. You better use proper terminology when you refer to Outlanders. I'm right here, bro. You want to say something about it?
I just imagine his girlfriend coming down and hearing him yell and stuff like that and not knowing what's going on. She'd probably like, are you trash talking people online? What are you doing?
Fortunately, the house is probably sturdy enough where she's not hearing it. But that's the whole. And I've got some soundproofing in this particular office. So there is some soundproofing up. So let's see here. Sensitive nature of my work too, because I actually work out of this office too. So there's a lot of reasons for that. You don't want sound to escape too far. But I'm being pretty fucking loud right now. So who knows? All right, so time to piss everybody off. Time to give everybody. So let's give Nintendo some good news because they haven't received enough good news the past 6 months, right? So we ought to give Nintendo another heaping of good news for the Nintendo Defense Force to fucking link arms about. So there was a admittedly stupid motherfucker who literally was like taunting Nintendo. He said shit like, "You may run a corporation, but I run the streets." And he would literally email Nintendo Legal to be like, "Yeah, I'm streaming your fucking games, bitch, and there's nothing you can do to stop me." Now, we're admittedly very stupid. But he was just found in court. It was just ruled in an American courtroom that this gentleman has to pay Nintendo over $18,000. Or no, sorry, $17,500. I'm reading this now. For streaming a video game before it came out. So he live streamed the game early. Now, chat, I want you to put your best guess as to which brand new video game that was streamed early that led to Nintendo being able to collect $17,500. Was it A, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? B, Pikmin 4? C, Splatoon 3? D, Super Mario Brothers Wonder? Or E, Paper Mario, the 1,000-Year Door remake? Phil, which game do you think Nintendo got a $17,500 bag for streaming?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go with the game that actually isn't a new game, the Paper Mario.
That's kind of a weird guess. Like, Phil,
Yeah.
why would a U.S. courtroom reward? Hasn't that game been out for like 20 fucking years? Doesn't everybody know the story beats of that game already? Isn't that a video game
Yeah, you think
that
so?
that you could go watch a stream of the original Thousand Year Door from beginning to end right fucking now? Like, isn't there probably
Yep,
thousands of streams of the Thousand Year Door on YouTube? The original?
pretty much. Yeah.
And isn't the remake a beat for beat remake with a few bits of added content?
I don't even think it's a remake. I think it's more like a remaster.
Okay. Well, Phil, you're right. He streamed Paper Mario, the Thousand Year Door remake, 2 months early. $17,500. That's worth.
Did he technically do something wrong that's hypothetical because literally it's not a new game?
No, I'm gonna be very argumentative on this. No, he didn't do anything wrong. The game has been out for.
But
years. He didn't spoil.
Here's
anything.
the thing: how sad is it of Nintendo, a multi-billion-dollar company, one of the most wealthiest video game companies in all the world? How embarrassing is it for them to sue someone over something so trivial like this for $17,000? They spend $17,000 probably on the toilet paper they supply in their freaking corporate headquarters.
Well, they spent more on
That's probably the budget for their toilet paper.
They spent more on the legal expenses than they got out of that fucking deal.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So they spent more legal expenses unless it was that he had to pay the lawyer fees too. But that is so stupid.
He would.
Like,
he would. To be fair, he would. Yeah, he lost.
Nintendo is one of the most pettiest companies that I have ever seen. Just also to follow up with this, they actually lost a lawsuit, I think, with Pal World. So they could like patent like creatures that go into balls that you capture.
No.
They lost that.
I gotta correct you. They didn't lose the lawsuit. Lawsuit is still pending. They lost a major chunk of their argument in that lawsuit, though, because Japan said, "Hey, that patent, part of what you're basing this lawsuit on, that you filed after you filed the lawsuit, patent. We're throwing that out. It's not transformative." Other companies have done exactly this even before you. Like Dragon Quest.
Yep.
With Tamers or monsters or whatever.
Yep.
Like Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah. Thanks for correcting me. But I was like, that is so embarrassing.
17,000.
Just can't with Nintendo. So like, why would you even? Why? It's almost like they wanted to take the guy's challenge. It's like, oh, you want to mock us and our emails? Okay, we'll just sue you. How is that a win for you?
That's where the real nuance in this discussion comes in. Would Nintendo have done what they did? Would Nintendo have gone after this guy if he wasn't literally sliding into their DMs, calling them bitch and all kinds of shit that I can't even say here? Like, just shit, the maddest shit talking you've ever seen in your life. At Nintendo Legal. Like, literally showing them screenshots of, like, him showing people where fucking emulators are and shit. And, like, this guy wanted to go to, he wanted to go to court with Nintendo. Like, I've never seen anybody more in my life that wanted to get robbed by Nintendo. Never in my life seen anything more like it. On the other hand, god damn, that's petty. Of all the things to get rewarded for, the Thousand Year Door remake. That's absurd. Also, I just want to point out,
you think you would be more focused on trying to outbeat Power World than you would this, which you're already in trouble with that because people don't like how you're treating the people with Power World. They don't even like that. Like you're alienating people. You're making Power World more successful by what you're doing. If you would have just stayed silent and did nothing and just continued to do what you were doing, Power World probably would have grown, but it wouldn't have gotten the attention that it has. Because you reacted to Power World and went after them, now people are like, Nintendo, forget you. I'm going to go play Power World. Your Pokemon suck anyways.
Well, and
That's
Power,
what people
and
are
here's the
doing
thing,
now.
like Power, my understanding, I haven't played it, but Power World is a pretty shallow experience from the people I've talked to. But
yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that people are out there defending it because they're like, how dare you, Nintendo? Why you got to be petty like that, Nintendo? I'm going to go support Power World. Even if it isn't, Pokemon, I'm going to go support it anyways because forget you.
So here's a genuine question. If in fact, in chat, if anybody knows the answer to this, put it in the chat for me. What came first? Did the Switch 2 announcement come first? Or did the Power World bullshit come first? I think Power World came first. Because if Power World came first, I think it's genuinely the origin of a lot of the bad feelings toward Nintendo this generation.
I'm pretty sure Power World was out before the Switch 2 was announced. Yeah.
Okay.
Power World's been out for
that's where we found the origin point for the anti-Nintendo shit. Power World is from January, so yeah, right before the Switch 2 unveiling. Yep. So you had, oh my God. So you had a 1-2 punch of that awful fucking Switch 2 unveiling combined with the Power World lawsuit.
Oh, Moscow said Power World is from January 2024. Yep. So yeah.
So yeah, it predates the Switch 2 now. So yeah, and by the way, those were both absolutely horrible PR disasters. That Switch 2 launch combined, that was terrible. That was a terrible fucking launch. I'll never forget it, dude. I'll never fucking forget watching them unveil that system. And you got like that fucking bagging, sagging Barry guy with like his fucking triple, like, Phil, he's wearing a suit like 5 times bigger than his body. Like, you had the one guy like in the fucking bagging, sagging Barry suit. You had the other guy with the sleeves draping over, and then you had the other guy in like the fucking orange fucking Gatorade fucking outfit. Like, I don't know what fucking mutant decided to dress them that way for a fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking technology initiative.
I remember that guy in the orange. It looked like he was wearing sherbet.
I'm gonna find a picture. I'm gonna find a picture of these mutants. Give me 1 second here.
It looked like he was wearing sherbet.
Nintendo.
I actually want to play Power World at some point. One thing I will say that I really love about the PC side of things, like Steam or whatever, is all the freaking demos, especially when they have the Steam Next Fest. So many game demos. So many demos of new games to try, to play, to stream, and just try out before you buy it. And then you get to make a list of all these games that you want to buy. I mean, you get some demos on consoles, but not like that. Like, I played demos that went on for several hours, and I was blown away by some of these games. And then just being able to have early access to a title or whatever, there's a lot of cool stuff that consoles don't get. And I wish that was the case. I wish it was more flexible or whatever. But yeah, I mean, so I guess I'm not so fearful for whatever's going to happen with the future consoles. If it goes belly up, it does. I got my Steam Deck and I got my retro consoles.
So I'm just going to point out real quick. I'm going to give a shameless plug, and that is that we have a 6.5 hour live stream that if you guys haven't seen, you should absolutely do that because, of course, like, why the fuck not? But this screen cap is pulled from my it's called the Switch 2 Burial. It was a liquored up.
Oh yeah, we went long. That might have been one of the longest ones we ever did.
That I don't know now. I think there might be a longer one, but I'll have to look. I'm trying to find.
I think our game stream, our 8 hour Cyberpunk stream, probably tops that for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean Cyberpunk for sure. There's the Switch 2. I'm just looking for.
But I mean, just for a talking stream, I don't know. That might be the longest one we did.
There it is. There's the okay. So I'm gonna do a screen cap here, and I'm gonna circle him with my snipper clips, and we're gonna take a look at this. So I'm gonna let's see. We're gonna circle this guy. Here's Baggin' Saggin' Barry over here. Well, we want to erase that. Baggin' Saggin' Barry over here. We're gonna circle this guy in sleeves. We're gonna circle this crease here and this crease here. And this collar. We're gonna circle that. The guy in the center is the best dressed of all of them. And I need you to see what I see, chat. I need you to fucking take a look at this. So the guy on the right,
the orange sherbet guy.
Yeah, there's orange sherbet.
There's sherbet shirt
with his sleeves that are too long, and he's trying to push his sleeves up so that they're not draping over his fucking wrists. You got this guy who is, again, the sleeves are too long and the shoulders aren't fit right. And then you got this.
Looks like he got a coat that was 2 sizes too big for that guy.
Absolute fucking muppet, fucking donkey over here on the left that literally must have dressed in the fucking dark. He must have dressed in the goddamn dark.
That color with jacket, and they threw it on that guy or something.
That color shirt with that suit and that suit. Look at the arms on that fucking suit. Look at the shoulders on that fucking thing. Did he just show up in a blue shirt? And were they like, fuck, you guys were supposed to be in a jacket. Here, just throw a jacket over this asshole. And then, shit.
The other guy on the right, the jacket, so he matched.
Just go out there with no jacket for orange sherbet. We gave this other asshole the only other jacket. But look at this fucking picture, guys. Now I need to find E.G. Aonuma hoodie because now I'm on a fucking roll. Now I'm on a fucking roll. This fucking clown. E3. This motherfucker literally unveiled Zelda. E.G. Aonuma Skyward Sword. That's how you knew Skyward Sword was gonna fucking suck, by the way. E3 Skyward Sword. I need you to look at this. Now, people in the chat, they're old hat. They know this by now. But I had never seen anything like this in my fucking life. And did Nintendo see the burial? Did they take the fucking hoodie with the fucking jacket? Did they take it down? E.G. Aonuma hoodie and suit jacket. Did they scrub it? I think they scrubbed it. They took it down. They fucking took it down. No fucking way. I'm just not typing the right search results in. They can't have taken it down. Maybe the pictures, but they couldn't have taken the presentation down. Because it was literally part of like the Nintendo Direct or the E3. Skyward Sword Direct, maybe? I know this is a rabbit hole, chat, but now this is another thing that seems to be shifted. Where the fuck is the EG Enuma in the hoodie? Is this it? I'm losing my fucking mind. I literally showed this. Am I going to have to go back to the liquored up? I'm going to have to. Okay. Because it's there. It's there for all time. See if I can't find it there. Oh, God, there's another guy that can't fucking dress. Capcom guy. What is it about video game? Oh, there's a fucking image. What is it about video game presenters that they can't fucking dress? Like you go to Hollywood, you go look at a Hollywood unveiling, and they're dressed to the nine, the suits fit, the dresses are fabulous, and these motherfuckers come with fucking bagging, sagging, berry 5X fucking suits that aren't fitted to them. They come with a fucking blazer draped over a fucking hoodie. Like, what is this shit, man? Again, another fucking thing about why video games aren't taken seriously. I'm just gonna say. Like, at least learn when you're unveiling a multi-million-dollar product, at least learn how to fucking dress. Anyway, what say you, Phil?
But I say this picture looks really, 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 really bad.
It is very bad. I think this is it here.
And in here, I just I made an upgrade.
Made an upgrade.
If it sends.
Oh.
There you go. There's the upgrade. Take a look at it.
What the fuck did you do to him? Did you draw? Did you draw like Bart Simpson hair and a pair of tits on the guy on the right?
The other guy's Hamburger Man, and last dude is Penis Dude.
Oh, so
Penis guy.
What the fuck? What is that shit? That's hilarious.
We got Sherbert Penis Guy. We got Boob Muscle Super Saiyan.
Let's see.
And we got Hamburger and Tots. Hamburger and
I feel like I'm losing my mind because I can't find the Enuma in the hoodie anymore.
Just go to the stream. The stream where
it's not there either, Phil.
There has to be. Like, you just have to go to like Enuma Skyward Sword presentation or something. That's what you have to type into.
I just typed in Enuma blazer and hoodie. This is crazy.
Don't type in that. That's too like. Just type in like Enuma and then whatever the presentation was. Skyward Sword presentation.
Maybe it's not Skyward Sword. So Zelda. Yeah, I'm gonna find this. God damn it! Because this
Breath of the Wild
drive me crazy. It wasn't Breath of the Wild. No, he dressed well for Breath of the Wild. Maybe. Let's see. This is a Enuma Zelda presentation. And we're just gonna see what comes up. Because this is gonna drive me fucking nuts. Dude, this wasn't this hard to find even a year ago. This wasn't this hard to find.
I don't even know why they would want to hide it now. It's so many years later. Who
It's
cares?
fucking embarrassing. That's why. I would want to hide it. If I had one of my major devs unveiling a multi-million-dollar
like idiots. Got Sherbert Penis there. Sherbert Penis.
It's gone. It's scrubbed. Okay, if anybody can find a picture of E.G. Enuma in a hoodie, send it to me. Because I need to save. Yeah. Let's see here. See, so Brooke remembers. Yeah, I say we talked about this before on how to dress a while back, and you showed us all these images. Right, but that's not what's at stake here. What's at stake here is they're gone now. The images are gone. Not the bag and sag and berry guy, but a new man a hoodie is gone now. It's just gone. And that is, again, it's just wild to me how the internet works sometimes. All right, let's see what we got here. Anyway, it's besides the point. It's just more of my fucking obsession with like the fucking Mandela effect. Another thing that seems to have shifted back to regular reality. Anyway, so Cryatosis says, in an unrelated note, I fucking hate working the service industry on Halloween. I'm out of dough like completely, about to lose like $500 in canceled orders that I've already made. God damn. That sounds like a prank, bro. Who the fuck would cancel that? That's crazy. Karatos says, hurt der, people can't fucking read a ticket. And the fucking entitlement of these people, I just fucking can't keep going anymore. Dude, it's been so long since I've worked in service industry. I don't envy you. Like, there was some fun shit about working in service. There's shit I do miss. Like, it's mainly the people I work with. It's the most fun group of people I ever worked with. Was my days in the meat department. Let me tell you something. Fucking meat cutters are the funniest, craziest fucking people you'll ever meet in your life. Like, working in a meat department, that was an experience I do cherish. But what I don't cherish is all the fucking service stories, and there's so many. There's one person I'll never forget. This guy comes up and he's like, give me 3 pounds of chicken thighs. And I'm like, figs? He's like, yeah, I need 3 pounds of the figs. And I'm looking around like, what the fuck you want? Some chicken thighs? I said, sir, what are you talking about? What's a chicken? What's a fig? And he's like, it's like the leg, except it's the other part. It's the bigger, meatier part. I'm like, oh, chicken thighs. Okay, yeah, I'll get you 3 pounds of chicken thighs. Figs. This motherfucker didn't know how to say thighs.
I found it.
You found it? That's not it. That's not the one. No, that's a t-shirt.
What?
No, that's not. That's a. So he's got a hoodie jacket over it. That's not it. No. This is a. He's got the blazer and he's got the hoodie open. This is a closed hoodie, and he's standing there at. This is like an interview. Like I don't begrudge him dressing like that in an interview. He's talking to somebody there. This is him on fucking stage in a hoodie with a blazer draped over his fucking hoodie. That's not it.
Well, hey, that's still pretty bad.
No, it's not. That's an interview. Again, that's not. He's not presenting the next major product in the line he fucking executive produces. I can forgive that.
Well,
but
that's close enough.
No, this is him on stage looking like a fucking idiot in a terrible fucking outfit mismatch. Yeah, that ain't it.
Oh well.
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, we could spend all night trying to find that shit and lose our entire audience, but like I could do it. I kind of want to do it. Yeah, hear that? I don't care about y'all. But we're not going to do that to you. I'm not that fucking crazy. I've already wasted 10 minutes on that. I'm not going to waste another fucking hour. Although I could, goddammit. I absolutely could. It's my show. But we're not going to do that. Poor Phil. Fucking sitting here, captive audience, while my fucking mania and madness as I look for this picture. I'm going to find that.
He always gets super weird when he gets drunk. I'm telling you. He gets really weird.
That's what it is, man. That's why people come.
I was just here for, like I said, I'm here with popcorn, waiting for all this to go down.
Yeah, it is kind of like that now. Let's see here. So, all right, moving on. I've not moved on, but I'm moving on as best I can for the sake of this show. But I'm still half of my mental energy is on the hoodie issue. Anyway, Pal World is from January 2024, which you said. Palia World, Brooke Barnes says. It released on my 18th birthday, I think. That's fucking wild. Pal World, and then Moscow Master says, and it was also a pretty fun game with friends. Nah, I heard it was pretty shallow, but fun. That's what I heard too, yeah. Not the deepest thing ever, but it's pretty fun building a sweatshop worked by legally distinct Pokemon to manufacture bullets. That's... See, and come on, you can't tell me that's not novel. Pokemon doesn't do that. I'm sorry, that sounds different enough to me to where what's the fucking problem, right? Let's see. Moscow Master says, if you play Power World, do it with friends, Phil. It's the best way to do it. Mechanically, it's kind of like Ark Survival.
Cool.
Then Brooke says, yeah,
I don't have friends unless we can rope Zoo into playing with it.
I mean, I'd be...
If Power World could come... Is Power World ever going to come to console? Is it?
Not until it clears this legal hurdle. Maybe eventually. And then, yeah, Brooke had said,
I don't know
this before.
I don't know if PC can handle it. I don't know if you can play it on Steam Deck. I don't know if... I haven't looked.
It doesn't seem very technologically demanding. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what color the hoodie was. The hoodie was gray, and the jacket was like a charcoal blazer. So I remember
that he remembers that.
Yeah,
remembers that is crazy.
It's not crazy. It's not crazy. In the world I come from, it's not crazy. I was grossly offended by that when I saw that. Rush Dog, if he's still here, Rush Dog can tell you. I went on the hub back in the SNES hub days. I was on that for about 3 days. I'm not even kidding you. I was grossly offended by that fucking fashion sin. Absolutely. Like, you have to understand. You have to understand this. You are presenting a multi-million-dollar product, and you can't wear a fucking suit or a tuxedo. The fuck is wrong with you?
No, Sue, I can't, but I'll tell you what I can do. I'll come out in my birthday suit. What?
That might get some attention. That might draw some attention to the IP, huh?
E.G. Enuma has now displayed the Nintendo Nude, the brand new adult-themed console for Nintendo fans that have grown up and they're sick of child, immature BS like Pokemon. The Nintendo Nude coming to an adult store near you.
There ain't nobody wants to see that fucking doll maker's twig and berries. Ain't nobody want to see that.
The Nintendo #Nintendo Nude.
You know that, right? You know that about Enuma, right?
That makes me think of, like, what was it, Pokemon Go, and people, or like there was this like 3DS or something that some kid bought used at a GameStop, and there was like nude stuff on it, like with Pokemon pictures, because they used that Nintendo AR, and there was like nude pictures of people on there with like the Pokemon and stuff in the 3D picture.
Don't make me get the Zelda research doc out. That might have the hoodie picture, actually.
Oh my gosh, you cannot leave it alone, y'all. He's obsessed.
No, I'm drunk.
You know that meme of Wolverine, like the animated Wolverine? He's holding the picture of like Jean and Cyclops, and he's like touching it. That's you, but it's E.G. Enuma in that picture, and you're on your bed just looking at the picture, going, "What the F are you doing?"
Well, here's what I'm doing. So here's why it's important. Okay. So, and by the way, y'all know this. We're putting E.G. Enuma on trial. That's what we're doing for tonight. So as far as whether he's a good director for the Zelda series, do you know what he did? Do you know what his experience was when he was hired on at Nintendo? Miyamoto interviewed him, and do you know what he did before he worked at Nintendo? What did he do? He was a college student, and in his spare time, he designed these wooden dolls. He designed these weird fucking wooden dolls that did all these movements and contraptions like a clockwork doll, wooden doll type thing. And Miyamoto was so impressed, he literally brought his dolls to the interview, and it got him hired at Nintendo. Now, I just want to say, not trying to be an asshole, what kind of a man brings wooden dolls to his fucking job interview with Nintendo when he's talking to an industrial engineer? I guess it kind of makes sense in terms of like a, but anyway, that's besides the point. I'm just saying, first of all, the fact this guy was hired for the Zelda team. But he says, my first encounter with Zelda occurred in 1988. This is an actual quote. My first encounter with Zelda occurred in 1988, shortly after I joined Nintendo. After studying design in college, I began work designing pixel characters. At the time, I didn't have much experience playing video games. And I was particularly bad at playing games that required quick reflexes. So, immediately after I started playing the original Zelda, I failed to read the movements of the Octo-Rock in the field, and my game suddenly came to an end. Now, for those that don't play Zelda, the Octo-Rock is the first enemy on the first screen that wanders around like a moron and spits a rock occasionally at you. He couldn't beat the Octo-Rocks. This is the director of Zelda. Even after getting used to the controls, because you have to get used to the controls on NES Zelda, guy that plays video games. Even after getting used to the controls.
Why? Those are the most simple. Those are the most simplest controls.
Even
you literally have up, down, left, right, A, B. That's
even
it.
After getting used to the controls, each time the screen rolled up to a new area, new Octo-Rock would appear. And I thought, am I going to have to fight these things forever? Eventually, I gave up getting any further into this game. The result was that I was under the impression that The Legend of Zelda was not a game that suited me. So what kind of games did suit me? Those would be text-based point-and-click adventure games on the PC. For someone like me who enjoyed reading stories, these were games that allowed you to participate in the story and letting you experience the joy of seeing your own thoughts and actions affect the progression of the story. Plus, these games don't require fast reflexes and don't require gaming skills. So I thought if I were going to make games, I would like to make this kind of game.
Where's that article from?
That is not an article. That is an excerpt from a speech he made. Let me get that pulled up because I just X'd it out of it. That was from, so I got sourced here. Anuma,
so
that's
pretty
the
much
game
what
developer.
we're saying.
That's the GDC 2004 Developers Conference about how much he hates classical Zelda and he got to make Marvelous because he didn't like making Zelda.
So pretty much he ruined Zelda. Way to go.
I wouldn't say that because, again, he did oversee Breath of the Wild. So he one thing I will give Anuma is that he did take the criticism and eventually it fucking sunk in that thick skull and he produced a fucking masterpiece. So Breath of the Wild is bar none better than just about anything else in the series outside of, I would say, Zelda 1 and 2 and A Link to the Past. Like, it's up there. It's right up there with those classics to me. It's great. And that came as a result of Anuma's failures with his Zelda type games where everything is a puzzle and you're busy dealing with these weirdos in Hyrule, these weird people with one unibrow, or he's got a snot bubble hanging out of his nose, or you got one guy with a big giant muscle arm and a little weak weenie arm, and you're dealing with all these fucking weird freaks in the Zelda world and doing chores for them and doing puzzles. And yeah, that failed. And so because of that failure, we finally got an actual real Zelda game again. And so I'll never I'll never not be grateful for that. But yeah, this is not a guy that, at least at that time, understood anything. He didn't have a fucking clue about what made a good Zelda game. And he was in charge of the franchise for like 20 years. And then we wonder why the decline happened, like post Ocarina of Time. Like that. I'm just explaining, that's why it happened. That's why the games declined. That's why Zelda ended up on a system of 120 million systems selling less than 3 million copies. That's why I got pantsed by Dark Souls in that generation. Dark Souls outsold it. It was a newcomer. Because of that. Because it fulfilled that fantasy niche that Zelda used to fulfill. That's why. Anyway, what do you got, Phil? I think I'm tapped. If I'm putting a Numa on trial, I'm out of shit on the show. So we want to call this, or do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Let's see.
That's a I'm going to the old material now, and I mean the really old material, like 2012.
Well, let's see if there's anything else that I want to talk about. So we talked about Hamaguchi and all his
his vomit,
his
vomititis,
stupid things that he said. Talked a little bit about Pokemon. We talked a little bit about Xbox. What do you think?
I wish we could add more. I just can't bring myself to care about Xbox at all.
What do you think about the potential of like a console costing over $1,000? How do you feel about that?
It'll be that way for one generation, and then there won't be any consoles. It's that simple.
Yeah.
That's when they get cannibalized.
What do you think PlayStation's response is going to be to that? Because they're talking about how they're going to make like a handheld, which is so weird to even try to make one of those now. But a handheld and then a traditional system, like the handheld, would probably be as powerful as a PS5. And
so traditionally, it's weird because over time, PlayStation has through Hegelian dialectics, through dialectical struggle, PlayStation has over time taken on aspects of the Xbox brand. But in terms of console launches, PlayStation tends to go in opposite directions of what Microsoft does, and it tends to serve them pretty well. So you could very well see that when Microsoft goes this ultra premium direction, this whale hunting direction, maybe the next PlayStation is in the opposite direction, and it's more. We could maybe see a Red Ocean. Not a red. Well, I'm really drunk now. We could maybe see a Blue Ocean PlayStation, which would be
that'd be interesting.
Super weird. They haven't done that since the PlayStation 1. That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true. They did it with the PlayStation 2 as well with DVDs. They disrupted the DVD market.
Oh yeah, they did. That was massively successful for them.
And then they disrupted the N64 with CDs.
So,
what
do you think? What do you think? When do you think Nintendo would probably drop an OLED for the Switch 2?
Probably 4 to 5 years in. That's during halfway through the life. That's a halfway thing.
Yeah. Yep, I think so too.
So 4 to 5 years. Well, honestly, maybe
what do you think
maybe 3 years, because I honestly foresee the Switch 2 having a shorter life than the Switch 1.
Oh yeah, I feel that too. I mean, unless something really ticks up, I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be Nintendo's going to ride the coattails that long. It just
can't.
It just feels very opposite of the Switch 1 in terms of like quality and all the. And I also feel like a lot of third-party developers are probably really not. I mean, they can't really get the dev kits right now, but they're probably really not going to want to put their their game on the Switch too, because it's like the key card thing, and these developers, indie developers, have to see how many people don't like that, and they're gonna want like a physical space, like a physical copy. And if Nintendo still stands like, well, just put it on the Switch One.
Bro, I'll tell you, it is disturbing watching indie games try to sell their game. OJ's not wrong there. It's really fucking disturbing watching indies have to put a $70 card out. That's really, really unnerving to watch. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Nicholas can do that. They're not going to sell any. They're not going to sell any.
Yeah.
You'd have to be fucking insane to buy Binding of Isaac for $70. You'd have to be fucking.
I mean, I'm not going to pay
that.
That's like
no way.
Especially when it's been released so many times. I don't expect that to sell a lot for them. And the thing is, VGP has it up for pre-order that you can buy from it, but it's only shipping to the US. So Nicholas is also gatekeeping where you can buy it. They're wanting you to go directly through them, and Nicholas charges quite a bit for shipping, from what I've seen. You have to buy it directly from Nicholas.
So they're not putting it in stores, or so, which makes sense. Why the fuck would you? There ain't no retail, buddy. There ain't no retail buying Binding of Isaac for $70. There ain't nobody in retail buying that game. That ain't getting
paid that much. I don't care if it's the greatest indie game on the face of the planet. I'm not going to pay $70 for that, especially when it's been released multiple times through different versions.
Well, that's a 20-plus-year-old
on different platforms. I mean, like, you have to be crazy about it. You have to be starved for physical games on the Switch too to buy that for $70. And if you paid $70 for that, you're part of the problem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 20 years old. It's 2011, bro.
That's like terribly old. They're just like, they are really milking that game. Like, really.
No, I'm not even.
They're milking it.
That's the thing, Phil. I'm not mad at Nicholas. I'm mad at the fact that they have an indie game because they can't get their fucking shit together with these cards. Is having to put a physical game for an indie game for $70 because they can't buy a 2 gigabyte card.
Yeah.
Fucking insane.
And it's so crazy that you see like Xseed, PM Studios, now Nicholas, they're willing to put out physical copies for these games, having to pay for the most expensive cartridge because it's the only cartridge size.
It's going to cost.
And you got Capcom,
failed.
And you got Square Enix that won't even do it. They won't even spend a dime to do it, and they have the money to do it. Like you are being disgraced by these other companies. They're sitting here. They don't even have a fraction of the money that you have.
That's what.
And they're showing you how it's done.
That's
embarrassing.
That's what OJ was saying tonight. He was talking about, it looks bad. It looks real bad when you've got indies that are literally putting out. Now, on one hand, he's right. They're not going to succeed. But yeah, it looks really bad when indies are willing to buy the cards and Capcom and Square Enix and Sega aren't. It looks bad.
Yeah.
It's
only the diehard, like physical collector Wells will pay that. They ain't gonna be happy about paying it, but they'll pay it because they're crazy. They got to have the full Switch One true physical library.
I don't.
Just like people that were crazy, it's like, oh, I'm getting the whole Nintendo Switch collection physical. I'm like, okay, you can do that. I think you're a bit crazy, but you can do that. Go ahead.
You're Switch core people, but your Binding of Isaac was good enough in 2017. I don't think Binding of Isaac needs to be any more good than it already was in 2017.
Yeah. At this point, I would just buy the cheapest version of that game that you can get, the one that's the cheapest with the most updates on it, that has the extra content, and then just speak up with that.
Afterbirth. There's one that came out in like 2020 called Afterbirth. That's the one to speak.
Yeah. That should be good enough. That should be good enough.
You'll never see every upgrade. You'll never see every room. You'll never see it all. There's so much in that game.
Yeah.
I've probably put 40, 50 hours in Binding of Isaac. I haven't seen it all. Like, there's a certain point where you're just doing content for content's sake.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we're going to pretty much wrap it up here. But Zoo, I just wanted to ask, what is a game that you would like to see
Okay.
that Nintendo would put out that they either haven't done before, so it'd be like a new IP, or something they would revisit they haven't done in a long, long, long time
Easy.
that would get you really excited to buy on the Switch 2, assuming it was physical.
New Ice Climbers game.
New Ice Climbers game?
New Ice Climbers game. Make it a 3D platformer. I know that sounds weird coming from me, but that game is perfect for it. Make it a 3D cooperative platformer where there's different mountains. There's maybe give us 10 mountains and make each mountain have its own challenges, enemies. Like maybe one mountain's icy, maybe another mountain is a volcano, and make it a big open zone like a 3D Mario level. And your goal, make these nice intricately designed mountains with all kinds of different paths to the top to grab the condor, and then put you and Popo and Nana, I think their names are, set them loose. Your goal is to get to the top of that giant mountain, and it's up to you how you do it. I think that would be fantastic, Phil.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
New Ice.
And what about a new IP? What would you like to see there?
New IP is hard to gauge just because now you're asking me to be creative, and business wonks are notoriously uncreative. Nah, I kid. We're not. We have to be creative all the time. But and that Ice Climbers pitch I gave you is pretty creative. But in terms of a new IP, I would like to see. I would honestly, I would say a first-person shooter, but Metroid Prime fills that niche. I would like to see Nintendo's take on a real-time strategy game. They've done
Okay.
They haven't done RTS. Like a Warcraft or like a StarCraft or a Warcraft 3.
Yeah, they haven't really
real-time strategy.
They also haven't really done survival horror. I mean, they had like Eternal Darkness on the GameCube, which was like an exclusive or whatever, but that wasn't really through them directly. I would like to see a first-party survival horror game from Nintendo.
They kind of have that, but not in the way. I know what you're talking about. Classic survival horror, like Resident Evil.
I'm talking about
Silent Hill, Resident Evil.
Yeah, Silent Hill, Fatal Frame, something like that. That would be really cool. I would love to see Eternal Darkness return, or like just like a sequel to that, because that was a one and done.
Yeah, Jay played Green one time on Cold Nights Gaming. That was cool to watch. That was really neat.
Yeah, that's a cool game. So, yeah, I like to see that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what Nintendo ends up doing. I mean, at this point, out of all the companies, all three of them, Nintendo seems to be the only one that you could still kind of go, okay, if the other two go belly up, you're still here. I mean, I don't like a lot of things that you're doing. It's very concerning.
Sure.
But you're still sort of kind of here, sort of. So, okay. But I really do feel personally that there needs to be a disruptive innovation of a company that comes in and just does everything these other companies aren't doing.
We need it
like the real physical games, some killer first party titles that they're not going to just give up to get PC.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody that will really shake the foundations and get things going.
Yeah.
And just have a really cool console that's just about gaming, not all this other crazy crap. just focused on gaming.
It's hard though. It's hard though because the console business is so hard. Like people always say, I wish someone would get into the console space. I point to the graveyard of video game consoles. It is a fucking graveyard. Most don't make it.
Yeah.
Most video game consoles, it is a vast cemetery. And so it's hard and it's risky. And I would love to see it happen. I'm not counting on it because it's so risky. And the failure rate is absurd.
Who do you think as a company currently would be the best bet to do it if they were going to do it? Me, I kind of thought about this and I'm saying I'd probably say GOG/CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red.
They could probably do it. Because they're already caring about the preservation for the PC. I think they would do great at it if they wanted to.
But typically, I don't think they're big enough. That's the thing.
Yeah. It might be hard.
The only people that launch successful consoles these days are typically other large tech companies. So we're talking like an Apple, right?
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Apple ain't it.
Yeah.
Apple's not going to do it.
Apple
would be more ultra premium than Microsoft. They would be going more ultra lux. That's what they do.
Yeah. I kind of heard that Steam, Valve, they're going to try to put out some other kind of Steam. It's like a Steam Deck, but it's a console, maybe.
Yeah, but I don't
know if they're going to try to dip their toes in that again.
What I've been saying about Valve,
we'll see.
With the Steam boxes and now the Steam Deck, what I've been saying about Valve is until they stop being, like, this is one thing OJ is correct about, is until Lord Gaben is ready to do something besides be a fucking storefront, until he's willing to hire game developers again who make video games and actually make a product that is exclusive to those platforms that he's trying to put out. Yeah, Lord Gaben's not interested in the console. He makes way too much money buying his 9th yacht, fucking sitting and taking all the fucking Steam money. They make way too much being a passive store.
I mean, that's true. They don't have any exclusive games. Could you imagine if they had exclusive games?
They could do it.
That you could only play on Steam.
Bro,
do you know how much more that would point people to 100%. Steam?
Imagine if Half-Life 2, Portal 2, Team Fortress 2, Counter-Strike. Imagine if all these games, Left 4 Dead, imagine if these were games that were exclusive to the Steam platforms. Just imagine that. I mean, right there, what I named you would probably do a lot of heavy lifting. They need a mass market game though, and none of those are mass market games. Those are all hardcore gamer games. They need a Mario. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't do it. If anybody can do it, Valve has some talented motherfuckers working in there. But they would need a Mario. They would need to make a Mario or buy a Mario in order to compete. They would need that game that gets them into the mainstream. That's what they would need. Not saying.
Yeah, I mean, even if they agreed to hey, we really believe in your indie game, let's say Hollow Knight, we will publish it, but we want full we want you to be where your game is exclusively through
Steam and Steam platform.
Exclusively on Steam platform or whatever. We'll publish it, we'll distribute it or whatever. And then it's but I would want it on other consoles or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how that would work. But
the other thing is
Steam
they would have to have a reason to do that too, Phil. And the reason is gone because everybody has a Steam account already. You don't really gain that much selling them a piece of hardware. That's why they do it as an accessory. The main draw is the Steam account. That's where they make their money, on the royalties of selling these games on the storefront. So if everybody didn't have a Steam account, you might argue that a console would be a good way to Trojan horse into homes and get people on board with the Steam account. But the entire world has a Steam account. The entire PC gaming world has one. So there's not really, and consoles are being cannibalized by PC now. So there's no real reason to pursue the PC. They're going to let PC die out. They're going to cannibalize it, and they're going to get everybody anyway. They don't have to make a console. That's the thing, aside from what they're already doing.
Yeah.
They don't have to put that effort into exclusive games. Like, Lord Gaben is doing just fine being.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. The way that Valve could sell a console in a way is if they had a bunch of Steam-only exclusive games that people really wanted to play, like some big JRPG, some big Souls-like game, like the next From Software game. Elden Ring 2 is exclusive only through Steam.
Elden Ring?
And then they created... Let me finish my thought before I lose it. And then they had like all these big, huge titles. And then they said, but what about people that don't want to play on PC? They just want to have the console experience. And then Valve is like, okay, we're going to come out with a like console that has like Steam OS built into it, kind of like the Steam Deck. You can play it on at your home. You can use whatever controller you want to use. Now you have a console experience. You have a Steam account. You access all of our exclusive Steam games. And then there you go. And then that's a way they could sell that Steam console to people that want console experience and then to play those exclusive games. They get them locked in. Now those people are buying those exclusive games. Now they're buying games off Steam. They sold that console, and then everybody that already has Steam account on PC, they got those people there too. I mean, if Valve wanted to be smart, they started doing that, they could actually make a lot of money. They could probably get rid of Microsoft, would be out of it. Like,
so Angry Vigilante has a good point here that maybe you and I haven't considered, Philly. And that is that the PC market's a very different place. So Angry Vigilante says it would not be a good idea for Steam to have exclusives. I don't know. So what I would say is I don't know if it's a bad idea as much as it's what's the point at this point. Everybody has a Steam account already. But to let him continue his argument, the PC community hates exclusives. That's why Epic has such a bad name. That's an excellent point. Epic does have exclusives, both timed and exclusive, and it's not helped them out at all. In fact, it's led to PC gamers pirating their asses. If Steam went exclusive with games, the PC players would revolt, is what he says. Yeah, PC players are much more unruly than console gamers. They sure are. It's the wild fucking west on PC. That's true. It's not.
Yeah, and see the thing about they have about exclusive, they just want access to everything.
Yeah,
they're kind of greedy that way.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is though, and then they don't care. You know, they just want to have access. As soon if Nintendo ever put even one of their games, even the most generic Nintendo game ever, low tier fruit, they would be like, yeah, now I'm going to just wait for every other Nintendo XYZ whatever game to drop on the platform. I'll wait 20 years. I don't care how long I have to wait. I'll wait forever to get the next game. I'm not going to buy their consoles anymore. We got one Nintendo game. We'll eventually get them all. And then they've lost. And that's what Microsoft and Sony did. And now those people, they won't buy the next PlayStation console. They will wait forever. They'll wait the next 20 years until Bloodborne gets properly ported. Or they'll just hack it and get access to it.
I don't know if PC's ever getting Bloodborne. If it hadn't happened by now.
I don't know either, but the point is they're a type of gamer that'll wait forever. But PC getting console exclusives, it helps PC, but it hurts consoles.
Oh, 100%.
It hurts consoles because without the exclusives, consoles have no point.
Yeah,
why would you buy inferior hardware that don't matter if there's no exclusives?
Well, yeah, and there's the best way to wrap that up is what Yamauchi said. Hiroshi Yamauchi famously said the console is the box people buy to get to Mario. It's with video game consoles because, again, consoles are integrated hardware and software. PC is not. PC is multiple configurations of hardware and software, none of which mesh up well together. And everything has to be optimized or tweaked, or That's PC gaming. With video games on consoles, the software is seen as the hardware is seen as adding direct value to the software, not just something to run the software. The hardware itself adds value to the software because of its unique configuration integrated with the software itself. Every console game, at least it used to be that way, and Nintendo's the Lone Ranger doing it. Every Nintendo game is designed around a specific Nintendo piece of hardware. It's integrated. It's integrated hardware and software. Sony used to be an integrated hardware software company. Microsoft even used to be an integrated hardware software company. Now there's only one left. Now Microsoft and Sony make all games to be configurable. They're not integrated hardware and software anymore. They're configurable to whatever you want. So,
and that's why they're kind of dying.
But
if Microsoft is really going to do this hybrid thing, that's going to have Steam built onto it and whatnot, it's like, dude, you're no longer a console. This is just some weird PC hybrid monstrosity to get people that are into consoles to slowly adopt PCs when they only want to play on consoles. You want to get people off consoles and on PC. Besides, it's supposed to come with Windows 11, and Windows 11 people do not want Windows 11. From what I'm hearing, it's a monstrosity. It's horrible. People are refusing to update their PC because they don't want Windows 11.
You know what sucks, Philly? Eventually I'll have to, because eventually, like the fact that it no longer supports 10, eventually that's going to impact the modding scene. Eventually, when I go to upgrade my Morrowind script extender, it's not going to be able to upgrade unless I upgrade to Windows 11. That's going to happen.
I know. That's so stupid. That's so stupid.
And so I'm going to be forced to do it eventually.
And that's why I've been so, like, I don't know why people just allowed Microsoft to corner the market on like OSs, while there was no other company that wanted to come up and try to make their own and do their own thing. And
Sony.
I know there's Linux, but I mean, like, seriously,
it was going to be Sony.
Huh?
It was Sony.
What's going to be Sony?
It was going to be Sony. Sony was looking. If you listen to Ken Kataragi's interviews, Sony was talking about the PlayStation 3 like it was a computer. He literally said it was basically a computer. And eventually they were going to try their hand at software. It's software, not hardware. That scared the living fuck, like OS, like software. They wanted Sony to have its own operating system, and software scared the fuck out of Microsoft. It's what led to the creation of the Xbox. They were scared shitless that Sony would move downstream to them and start operating in the operating system software space. They created the Xbox.
It's sad that they didn't, because then Microsoft would have direct competition, and then it would have been divided. People would either have a Sony OS for their PCs, or they would have had Windows, and then it would also have made Microsoft a better company, because they would have had to try. Now, when you don't have any competition and you get free reign and there's nobody in your space challenging you, you start to just get so big-headed that you can do whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to try anymore.
Hence why
competition is good.
Hence why Microsoft disrupted that shit and killed it in the womb by putting the Xbox out, causing intense competition in a console war between Sony and Microsoft, and they had to focus entirely on video games instead of focusing on expanding PlayStation into what else it could be. And so now, they won. Now Microsoft is putting Halo on PC and PlayStation. So now they don't care. They don't have to give a shit anymore. And Sony puts their games on everything too now. And Sony uses Windows. Yep. Sony puts video games on Windows now. So
and Microsoft makes tons of money off of Sony. They won. Everybody's saying the console wars are over. Yeah, Sony won. It was like,
Sony won the
Microsoft won.
Sony won the console battle and lost the software war, because Microsoft met its goal.
Wow, they won a battle. They didn't win a war. Yep. And now we are stuck with just Microsoft forever when it comes to Windows.
Yep.
And it's garbage. Like, it eats up most of your PC's resources.
Hard-headed.
Do you know how great? Do you know how great a PC would run and perform if it didn't have a bloated OS that's constantly running things in the background, eating up all the resources?
Yes,
You know how much better your games would look and
called a good
perform?
running console. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So Microsoft just they made a very
Smart.
very strategic move. Like they are like master planners of
They
whatever
weren't
they're
gonna
doing.
they
And
weren't gonna let Sony move downstream. It wasn't gonna be allowed.
yeah, no. And they have no competition. Just like Disney. Disney
And
don't have to
here's the
do
thing: they
anything
have
anymore.
so much
They
money.
got no competition.
And Phil, they have so much money, buddy. They have so much
Yeah.
money. Xbox division never turned a profit. And you always hear people bring that up. It's like, well, why if they won, Zoo, why didn't they turn a profit? That wasn't the goal. They would bleed as much money as they possibly could if it meant keeping Sony from disrupting them and moving into software OS. And they did. And they spent a lot, they bled a lot of fucking money to stop that from happening.
Yeah, they did, but they
And here's the
destroyed
thing, Phil, it was the right call.
for them. Yeah, it was not for the rest of us, but for them, it was.
No, fucking sucks for us.
Yeah, because they also, while doing that, Sony won the console war. Yeah, but is it really Sony that won the console war? Because Sony hasn't been Sony in years. Sony is not Sony anymore. Sony has been slowly attacked and like chipped away by Microsoft.
Yeah, it's dialectical.
To where it
dialectical.
It's like they're
problem reaction.
So it's like
so whenever you're at war with somebody, look at the Romans fighting Carthage, right? Whenever you're at war with somebody, you may win a battle, you may win a war, but in fighting that enemy, you will take on aspects of them. There will be a synthesis. You will come out of that changed. Sony came out of their war with Microsoft changed. They took on aspects of their foe.
It's like you said, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Sony won't ever be what they were before, and it's so sad. And there's so many gamers, new gamers are coming up now. They don't realize it. They don't care. It's like they didn't grow up in a time where they could see all that. But I remember a time when Sony was an awesome company.
Well, it used to be,
and you looked forward to all their games and their IPs, and just now it's just like.
So you got to look at who they used to have a dialectic with. They used to have that dialectical struggle with Nintendo. And I feel like the dialectical struggle against Nintendo, Sony versus Nintendo, I feel like that led to a lot of good for gamers.
It did.
But
it did.
Their dialectical
and then Microsoft come in and just screwed everything up.
Yeah. It's been bad. So, very interesting that.
Yep.
All righty, well, Phil, I guess that'll do it then. So I've only got one question for you left. Phil, Felonious?
Yep.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, man. I always have fun. It's been a wonderful Halloween, y'all. We're like at the cusp of midnight, so it's about time for all spooks and specters to go to bed.
It's time for this strange internet ghost. It's time for this fucking old man to go to bed. And it's time. But thanks everybody for. I mean, this was actually I expected honestly 0 because it's Halloween, and who the fuck is going to stay up and watch a drunk for 4 hours on Halloween? Thank you guys. Especially since I literally. You don't know how much this means to me and Phil, thank you as well, because I couldn't do anything else. I'm stuck. Like I am literally still sick, and I'm on the tail end of it. I'm probably gonna be let out of my fucking quarantine tomorrow. But I'm sick. It's not like I'm going and joining any Halloween parties this year, or being able to go to any spook houses or haunted houses or do anything fucking fun. So I appreciate you doing this with me, buddy. All the people who dropped in, I appreciate that. Wow. Like I said, I thought this was going to be me and you chewing the fat. I thought it was going to be like a liquored up lonely almost. Might as well get our fucking Impossible Whopper and our fucking Franzia boxed wine and be ready to go that way, man. Like the fucking two of us crying like the fucking Beverly Hills 90210 guy.
Beverly Hills, that's where I want to be.
I don't want to wait for my life to be over. All righty. Well, shit. Well, guys, that's going to do it. Go enjoy what's left of your All Hallows Eve. Again, love you guys all. Thanks for keeping this sick fucking old man fucking company. Don't take me too seriously. Remember, don't take me seriously. I love y'all. The fuck out of here.
Bye, y'all.
Happy Halloween.
Ooh.